Welcome, agents, to strain number 16-C19 of the Zero Point Report, a broadcast all about the news surrounding the Secret World IP. Today is March 12th, 2020, and I'm your host for this evening, Ocho. With me tonight, we have Ember,
Hello.
and we have Jimmy the Rabbit.
Heyo.
How you guys doing?
Bunkering down.
Yeah.
It's the end of the
Uh,
world.
I'm apparently practically glowing.
you are you are glowing. I'm practically glowing. I'm looking a little on the bright side over here too. I'm also like facing the wall.
Oh,
I think it's Ember's fault though, because you don't look that bright to me on Skype itself.
well, Skype
No,
constantly
no.
moves you guys around, so I gotta every single week I gotta flip your boxes around.
You keep having to flip us.
Wait,
Here it
why
is.
do we have to keep flipping us? It should just be once.
Yeah, but usually sometimes Jimmy, you're on the left side, and then next week you're gonna be on the right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, because I have full screen the Skype window.
Oh.
Oh, so it depends where he shows up on the Skype interface.
Yeah, because I do
Gotcha.
a monitor capture.
I gotcha. All right. That's cool. Well, welcome.
Oh.
Welcome to the show,
Don't want that.
where we talk about Secret World legends and every piece of news. That's even better. That's even better. I like that.
There you go.
Okay, I could have been upside down. That's all right. Blood rushing to my head. It's all good.
We'll leave you
Where
up
we
that
talk
way.
about the secret world and all the shenanigans that we could find in the secret world, all the news that we can find. So thank you for joining us this evening. If you're here in our Twitch chat, go ahead and say hey. Not too many people right now, but I do see PJ. I'm calling you out.
Hi, PJ.
So welcome. So we got quite a bit of news to share this week. Nothing like no updates or nothing. What's going on? What's going on with Jimmy over there?
Oh, that's
do you
just Skype being Skype.
Oh, Skype being Skype. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
You look
Is it
like
being crazy?
yeah, you got like look like you're bleeding or something.
It's COVID. He's infected.
I don't
too,
think so.
Too soon.
Yeah.
You can't even lurk. Nah, you can lurk.
Oh,
You can
oh,
lurk.
are we going to be demonetized on YouTube because I said, damn.
I'm a big fan of lurkers. I'm actually a lurker myself in most instances.
PJ, inquiring minds want to know why you missed the raid this week. Because I know Leogrim slept through like his third raid. I think you're on number 2. I'm calling Leo out as well. Because I've started inviting Leo Grimm to the New York E10 raid.
Okay.
It's like the third time he slept through raid time. Like apparently he set like 3 alarms and woke up to none of them. 2 weeks in a row now. I was
You know,
sleeping.
I'm gonna say that was legit. I'm cool with that. I sleep through alarms all the time.
No, but I think this last time he literally went to sleep like 15 minutes before the raid.
Oh no.
Like, why? Why would you pick then? I don't understand.
Get a quick nap before you know the raid.
I was sleeping. I sleep during days now. I don't personally. I don't blame you for sleeping, PJ. I don't.
Wait.
You'll never see me do it.
Your days, then how come I don't see you online in my nights? That doesn't make any sense. I call shenanigans.
Time zones. It's all about time zones.
Yeah, well, plus we're actually way different now. This is very difficult as like the only active U.S. member of a cabal that's like 99% EU players. Is the daylight savings, whatever crap, right? We jumped forward an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that as well at the end of the month.
Yeah, so they haven't done it yet, right?
For 3 weeks, for 3 raids, the raid is an hour later for me. And then at the end of that, it'll go back to being normal time. Conversely, in the fall, it's only like a week difference for whatever reason. So
yeah, I guess when they extended it, it wasn't an equal extension on either side.
Yeah, when I run into that problem in the fall, it's only one raid, which isn't that bad, right? Like one raid I have to go to early. Not a big deal. But the spring one is a pain in the ass. Cuz it's it's nearly a month of like the wrong or a different time.
So, well, we have some news. I guess we just talk about the elephant in the room that's currently going around.
Not a nice thing to call Ember.
Pun intended.
Hey now.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that.
I have an announcement.
The world is currently going through the pandemic of COVID-19. It's everywhere. It's as I was just saying to these guys before the show, it is like there's been confirmed cases less than 3 miles from my house. There's possibly even confirmed cases at a rumor so far, rumor for these ones, but it possibly at the school that my wife teaches at, and like possibly even this, around her school and other schools in the district that she teaches at. So it's even quite possible that, she's currently infected. We have no idea. Whatever. It is what it is at this point. We can only be safe. We can only try to quarantine. We can only try to be whatever. Good luck finding toilet paper. That's
yeah.
That's what everyone.
That's our new
currency
currency.
Right now.
Is
our new currency. Right.
Oh my God! Did you see? There was a picture. Someone posted it. I think in the Secret World Legends Discord. It was like a claw machine, but it was full of toilet paper.
Yeah, I saw that. I've been seeing that all over.
First it was hand sanitizer, then it was first it was masks, then it was hand sanitizer, then it was hand washing solution. Which we just went to a Target near us last night, and they still had a whole bunch of everything. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's it's going around like I don't know about the virus itself, but the need to buy up everything is going around here as well.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everywhere, I would imagine. Like I hate to think that we're somehow special and that the rest of the world's like, nah, everyone here is acting nice and calm and.
No, yeah, I got a picture from.
I doubt that.
Someone, I forget where are they in Vegas or something? And another person like in Colorado, like different extended family members, and they're like, go into the store and it's just like, oh, I want in California, and it's just like, fucking rack is like empty, like not like you see like I don't know post Black Friday, you'll see like shelves just kind of in ruins.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one or two things left. The picture I saw was literally just an empty fucking rack.
Yeah.
Like clean. Holy shit. I don't know what that sound was.
And it's like not even people buying stuff, but it's people buying like weird stuff because not everything on the shelves is going to be good. So you're going to have like, like, oh yeah, I'm only going to eat cream of mushroom soup or something. I don't know. but I better get it now.
Yeah, people are
otherwise
just
I
going
won't have cream
crazy.
of asparagus for later.
They're buying up everything, like diapers for their kids, like just filling up whole shopping cart full of it, leaving nothing for anyone else.
And that's the scary part.
Yeah,
that's the scary part. Yeah, that's the rude part. Is like we bought toilet paper. We bought like one pack. We had like one large pack, but there was like, still like 8 or 12 large packs right behind it. And we're like, no, we just need one. We just need one large pack that should last us a while. There are going to be other people that are going to want this. It's the hoarding. It's the hoarding aspect. And because I think people are afraid they're going to start having to use it as currency.
I'm surprised no one's buying up like all the liquor and cigarettes.
I've seen people doing that too.
I went and bought some margarita mix today, but that was just because tomorrow's Friday.
Right, because you just needed it.
Yeah. It did occur to me to buy more, but I was like, It's fine.
You're like, some stores are still going to be open. It's not like the grocery chain is going to completely, evaporate. It's they're just asking some people to stay home and to try not to spread this, any farther than it needs to be. And I totally get that, and I totally think that's a good thing to do. Um, but yeah, it's gonna disrupt society for a little bit.
It disrupted Funcom already this morning.
And that's part of the news. Yeah, that's why we started off with that. Is that Funcom? They put out a tweet this morning that said, to protect our employees and their loved ones, everyone across all Funcom studios were asked to work from home from March 16th until at least the 26th. We have a shared responsibility to reduce the spread of the coronavirus and hopefully lessen the impact on our healthcare systems. So Monday would be March 16th. So they're basically asking everybody to stay home.
The North Carolina office has already been doing that.
Right.
At least some of them.
Right, because Jeremy Shougans, who works at the South Carolina office, or North Carolina, North Carolina, North Carolina, said that they're in a state of emergency. Said, which of course now means anti-gouging laws are in effect for any fools that were trying to upsell toilet paper or such. So of course now I'm worried people will start hoarding various foods. Yes, that is indeed a fear. And there were let me just click on this link just to verify this. 5 residents in Wake County, which is where Funcom Studios are located in North Carolina. What? I don't want to subscribe. No, go away.
But that was like a couple days ago, so it's probably like 15 now or something.
Right, but they have at least 5 confirmed cases.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like as far as like the rate of like confirmed cases go,
it's growing,
the rate at which it goes up is pretty crazy. So
I would say not quite exponential, but kind of exponential.
It's pretty exponential.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Because it's the rate of confirmed cases.
Yes.
The largest problem is that the
unconfirmed cases.
The unconfirmed. So the guesstimate is it is exponential. We just don't know.
We have no confirmed numbers, and it could be everywhere.
They had problems with like the testing kits or getting testing kits or.
Well, it's pretty much all the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you have, and the fact that you don't show symptoms, but potentially for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like half that you're infectious while not showing. Like also, if you're young and healthy enough, you may not ever show symptoms.
Yeah, you may not. You just may have it, and it just could go away.
Like, I kind of feel like shit today, and be better the next day. And for 2 weeks, you were fucking walking around with it. So it's one of those things
weird.
Where, like,
it's really weird.
The numbers are probably like actually very, very large.
But because of that reason, that's why it's so dangerous. That's why they're like, holy crap, is because people can. I think they said initially, right, there was the Diamond Princess, the cruise ship.
The cruise ship, yeah.
That it was kind of and like they did a whole bunch of testing first on the cruise ship, and they were like, we found 14 confirmed cases on the cruise ship, like in the beginning, and that ballooned up.
Well, yeah, because they left them on the boat.
Yeah, but those 14 people had no symptoms. They still confirmed positive, but they had no symptoms. So yeah.
Right. Well, so the problem with leaving them on the boat is the biggest problem, and the bit like I'm glad my work trip was canceled because I was gonna have to fly, and it's the same problem with an airplane as with the ship. They recycle air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you just leave people in a cruise ship that's recycling air, and it's an airborne, and it is airborne. It is an airborne
water droplet
virus
sort of thing. Yeah.
Then you're basically just you're guaranteed to like potentially infect everyone on there. Like over a matter of time,
everyone will be.
Yeah, you will, because you're breathing in the same air over and over again.
And cruise ships are a petri dish to begin with all the times we hear about norovirus or anything like that.
Well, that was the reason I was concerned about flying for my trip, was because like, man, you're in a tin can that's like pressurized and recycling air. Like there's no way if one person has it and even isn't showing symptoms, everyone in that plane has got to be
Right. They sneeze once, and like everyone within like a 10-person radius of them.
Well, not only that, like now it's in the air. Now the air is recycling throughout the cabin.
Well,
You're just
one
wrong.
would hope that airplanes at least have filters. They would at least have.
Yeah,
So
but
even the air that's being
but are
recycled
they,
has to go through
yeah, but are they
like.
good enough filters?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, it's your
Because it's
cheap
like everyone that was
Ace
buying
hardware.
masks stuff, right?
or
Everyone
when
was
or when
buying
they last
masks.
replace the filters, or if there's not like some hole that the air can get around from the filter, or yeah.
Did
You
you
have
see
to really make sure they're perfect.
even like a couple weeks ago, like people were buying up masks, like face masks,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? But it was ridiculous because people were buying up and paying like stupid amounts for face masks that were not the right rated face masks.
Right. I think like
Like
the
a regular,
N95 or something.
yeah, the regular face mask isn't gonna do anything
No,
to
it
actually
doesn't.
stop it.
It doesn't actually. Right. The spaces in between the thing are too large, so
Yeah.
the water droplets get right through that. Yeah.
So the issue the it's the same. I'm saying the potentially the same issue with the plane, right? If it doesn't have a
If it doesn't
rated
have
high
good,
filter,
good low
if it's
enough
just rated to
filter.
like get pollen out or something, that's not going to be enough.
Nope.
So yeah, that was the one thing I was concerned about. Was like, man, I don't know about being in that small confined space with recirculating air. That seems like a bad plan. And then like today it got canceled, so I was like, all right, don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and I was saying that that a long time ago, sometime not a long time ago, last year, um, around the time my wife and I's anniversary, like we're big Broadway fans, so we're big on Broadway musicals and what have you, um, big theater fans, and so we um, so I went, I got it, I found a good. I actually was able to do it. I won a lottery to buy tickets to buy tickets for Hamilton on Broadway, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. They're gonna be pricey, but I'm gonna do it. And so I was like, oh, choose a date, and her birthday is about mid-April, so I was like, oh, I'll pick like a mid-April date. It'll be great. It'll be like for her birthday. And sure enough, they've already gone and canceled all shows on Broadway in New York
Yep. Yep.
up until April 12th, and we had tickets for April 12th. So even those are now suspect. Even those are now like I'm gonna have to figure out how to reschedule those tickets, and or if we just want a refund. I don't even know.
You can probably get
Yeah.
a refund.
It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
an interesting time. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of pretty much all the conventions that were first half of the year are canceled. Like E3,
Yeah,
E3.
E3's canceled.
yeah, GDC, NAB, pretty much any large gathering anywhere is.
Oh, I think I just heard it's on the radio today. Like the NHL canceled their
Yep.
season.
Yep, NHL, NBA,
Major
yeah.
League Baseball. Major League Baseball pushed back opening day for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but didn't NHL actually like cancel?
Oh, I don't know.
I could be
They
wrong.
they canceled, postponed. They said it'll return sometime in the future.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
We
Whatever
don't
that
know
means.
when.
So that's like all major sports are postponing. It's gonna be weird. Like usually we have the only 2 days without any sports are the day before and after the All-Star break in July for baseball. But those are the only 2 days where no professional sports are played, like on either of those 2 days. And now we're kind of looking at almost like 2 weeks of no professional sports. Like
And I-
it's unprecedented.
And I just saw that actually earlier today, Disneyland is closing on the 14th, and now
Disney, yep.
Disney World and Disney World Paris are be closing on the 15th.
Oof, I didn't hear about Disney World yet.
Yeah,
but
I
that,
just
like,
saw
that
it
even
on
came
Twitter.
minutes after.
Yeah, it's trending on Twitter right now.
Yeah, you'll probably continue to see more stuff. It'll be interesting to see if Comic-Con stays up. I mean, that's later in July, so they don't have to really announce it.
Yeah, that might
yet.
might still have time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it really depends how long it takes things to run their course, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also we're going into spring break for a lot of schools and colleges.
Right. Or if we see like all these schools closing, all these whatever closing, if we see that this actually has a positive effect on it as
Hmm.
well, and a positive
Right.
effect on the spread, and if we could just basically like almost cut it off at its source by basically not not having people get too much in contact with each other. Like if we can cut it off almost entirely, which I'm assuming that's kind of what the U.S. is trying to accomplish, but
Sort of.
sort of,
But
Yeah.
I
right?
don't know that the commitment they're committing to like cutting off obviously like large ridiculous gatherings.
Yes.
I did think it was funny that I guess tonight there's like a town hall meeting. It's like, oh, so everyone in the town is going to a meeting in a small room
It's a great idea,
Yeah.
guys.
to see
Great
what to
idea.
do about this. Like, maybe you should have had a phone conference. I'm just saying.
I mean, but this is kind of what the internet is kind of designed to do these
Like,
days.
well,
You
yeah,
know?
that's what I'm saying. Like, you could have had like a Skype call or
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
well,
That's what we're doing right now. We're having our own meeting here with anyone who can anyone there to watch us have this meeting, and like this is something that the internet is fully capable of doing. So
But
even
we're going to see
my wife
something
is a
different though.
teacher, and
We're going
and they basically told her that they'll have to teach remotely for the next 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, how are you going to teach remotely? Like, because I'm thinking of it's like, wow, I've got the setup here, so you can obviously use the camera and the mic and have probably one of the best one of the best presentations, or have some of the best material in her school district. But um, like, yeah, she's like, oh, you have to, I make a couple of videos and then I upload it to a website, and then they watch the videos, and it's like we live in this world now where we don't necessarily get community by actually meeting face to face with other people. We can have community
yeah,
with
yeah,
online presences.
which is pretty fortunate, honestly.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, this would be a much like more bunker down in the root cellar till the hurricane goes over kind of situation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not
Where you
like
just like
our
cut off
power's
all
going away. It's
contact.
not like our water's going away. We just have to stay home for a while.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Streaming services are
That should be like
cha-ching.
that should be like the answer to the coronavirus. The antidote. Netflix and chill.
Yeah, but just watch. We're going to have Corona babies end of this year, getting it
Oh, that's
next.
what.
Oh, absolutely.
Tasha. The Funcom
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
community
community manager.
manager, director.
She said
Yeah.
there are going to be a lot of December babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of Christmas babies. Oof. Absolutely. Yeah, because whenever giant snowstorms roll through, or whenever big power outages
Hurricanes or
happen, or
something.
whenever we don't have the internet or TV,
We get
Babies
bored.
magically happen.
babies happen.
There's just
Who'd have thought?
like
It's like
surprise.
the real stoppage, like the real contraceptive. We found it out. It's our
Yeah.
entertainment. But Funcom said that they also tweeted. They said everyone at Funcom is set up well for working remotely, and we do not expect this to have significant impact on our games and live services. Our game servers will remain fully operational. Thank you for your understanding, and please stay safe. So yeah, so everyone at Funcom is kind of bunkering down, um, with state of emergencies called and entire countries shutting down, and
Yeah, Italy is pretty crazy. I think.
Italy is crazy. I think like
Well, we
Denmark
closed our
or something.
borders for European flight in and out, except for the UK.
Yeah. Air travel's halted. And you see that too. You can see that reflected in the price tags for like if I want to fly like to California right now, it's going to cost me like $20. Like I don't even.
Where just a couple weeks ago, it's probably almost $300 to $600.
Yeah, like the prices for cruises and the prices for air travel is like ridiculously cheap right now. But because of course it is.
if you're young and healthy with no underlying medical conditions, now is the time
Now is the
Oh
time.
yeah, a lot
to
of people
go.
are saying if you want to go to these places that are they're usually packed with people, go now. You know, take your photos like in an empty square or
The
whatever.
only
And
problem with that's going to be is if any of those places require that you like have like an escort or a tour guide or something,
yeah,
because that's just not going to be running.
well,
Oh, you
that's
mean like
mostly
Unless you're like
like
hopping a
the rest of the
fence.
world.
Yellowstone or something?
Yeah,
Well,
unless you're hopping a fence to go do something you're not supposed to, like you're not necessarily gonna like you'd be able to go there and there wouldn't be long lines, but also there'd be no one there like working the thing, right?
Right, yeah.
well, if you take Yellowstone, I mean, you have less tourists. A lot of the tourists there, because I was there like 2 years ago, it was mostly Asian tourists or European tourists that were there, and they were coming in like the
Dude,
bus loads.
yeah.
But
So
now they're
a
not
good
going to be
time to hit
there.
up the outlet malls, assuming they're still open.
Malls?
The outlet malls.
Oh.
Because those outlet the outlet malls are the ones where like they'll just be like a bus is full of like tourists get off at like an outlet mall that's got like discount Calvin Klein shit. They just go in there
Oh,
and
yeah,
buy
yeah, yeah.
some stuff, right? Like they're not gonna be here. So assuming the outlet malls like even open, you'll be able to go rake up some good stuff for cheap.
It's a weird time. Weird time. It came on so quick.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
No, but like
Always.
it is
Every
though
time.
that's part of the crazy thing about it is like literally day to day, like
Yeah.
it's
As you
nuts.
said, even for a conference that you had coming up, you were like, yesterday they said like, oh, everything's good, everything's all right, and
Yeah,
today they're
they
like,
they had
nope,
made
it's canceled. It's not.
arrangements. They were having extra like medical services on site. They were doing extra cleaning. They were having like they were doing their due diligence, but like all their exhibitors had confirmed they wanted to still do it. Everyone was on board. That was yesterday. This afternoon update with a heavy heart. We are canceling this year's show. We'll be back next year, and that is like a 1 million square foot
Yeah.
trade show.
Like
The thing is, that place is freaking huge.
like if you
it's
book
like
a wedding, you can't get your money back for that.
new.
You book a 1 million foot warehouse.
Well,
Straight
it's like
straight for it.
three different things like connected. It's like a stadium plus this other thing plus this other thing plus this other thing.
Mhm.
I mean, you figure you're walking into buildings that have like big rigs with like double trailers like lined up to go look at new models. Like it's just fucking huge.
Yeah.
Um, and then just like thousands and thousands of vendors there, of which we would have been one of. But yeah, not happening. Not
And all
happening. Which
these
was
game
probably good.
conferences.
To be honest, probably good.
I
Probably
mean,
not great to have because this is it was a Mid America Truck Show, so it's people from all over the country pour into that place, right? And then people from all over the country go visit that too. So
yeah.
I can't think of probably a worse thing to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, just for liability alone.
Well, because you figure it's so people from all over come to one spot and then all leave. That would have to be like the the biggest uh, wrong thing to do during an outbreak, right?
Exactly wrong thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like everyone
because
come to one place, catch it, and then just spread out to everywhere
yeah,
else. Yeah.
yeah, it would be really bad.
So they made it. So they made a good call. I mean, we have to admire all these companies for actually making the good calls to
Yeah,
do what they're doing. But it's just so
you have to
weird that
you have to
it's
wonder what
taken
kind of
this.
hit certain things are going to take though.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's gonna
And
be a large hit
we'll be feeling
everywhere.
this. We'll be feeling this for years, I think.
Oh yeah.
Just on.
Because it's gotta affect things. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna trickle down somewhere
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Like yeah, we're I could see like 10 years from now, someone basically having like a book all about this outbreak and like the toll that everything takes and how it basically changed society. in the small ways that we might not have seen along the path. But yeah, who
Well,
knows?
'cause, I mean,
Who knows?
China is like the where it originated, right?
Yeah, the epicenter. Yeah.
Yeah, and they like shut down shit real quick,
Mm-hmm.
and very I don't know what word it is, like harshly, like
Partially, yeah.
yeah, like nope.
Like I even heard of like using, and of course I heard this, I don't know if it's fully true, but it's like but even like drones, that if drones like saw someone out in the street, that they would like have recorded messages basically being like, we see you, go home, like get out of the streets, like following, like just drones just patrolling the streets, finding anybody who's even outside their house.
Yeah, yeah. So like lots of stuff is made in China and gets shipped here, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's not and hasn't been for a little bit. So it starts to put a crimp in things.
I mean, heck,
Right?
I just had my wife wanted a weighted blanket, so we ordered a weighted blanket for my wife. We found it at like a really nice price. Um, but she came and it came and it was like made in China, and I was like, like I'm
Well, no,
not
so
like I'm not apt to basically to be like, oh, it's the Chinese problem, it's their fault. But the realistic side is that if you have stuff that is shipped from there, you kind of have to.
you have at least second
You have at
thoughts.
least a little bit of a second thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, but I was listening to an interview on this, and like apparently a lot of medications come from China, a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem because now that distribution has stopped, right?
Or at least slowed, because I mean China's pretty dang big. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I guess it depends where, right?
Yeah.
Where all that. So yeah. So there's definitely like fallout kind of all over the place.
And yeah, and we'll see prices rise. We'll see prices. Yeah, that would some stuff that we wouldn't think would be like too ridiculously expensive might be expensive for a while.
But Secret World Legends is still free to play.
It's still free to play. It's
See what I
come
did there?
on in. Actually, as we were saying, one of the best things you could do when you're quarantined is, and you still want to have that feeling of community, you still want to be able to talk to people, you still want to be able to chat with others, is online games and like Twitch streaming. So I've gotten back into Twitch streaming. Jimmy, you stream all the time. You stream like almost every night. Ember's been
Pretty
streaming
much.
a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see Ember streaming all the time. And it's like, if you're looking for some way to help relieve your boredom, if you are trapped inside, but you still want that sense of community. I mean, we're basically, I'm not gonna say we are the best. No, but it's sort of a service, an online service that we are kind of providing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Give people community when they can't necessarily actually access community.
Especially during this time. I mean, people are constantly like panicking or on the verge of panicking, so they're like, you have to give them, you're their comfort blanket.
Yeah. That's right. Our real service is actually just telling people it's okay, it's all right, you don't have to panic. We're certainly not at that stage yet.
Yeah.
Panic!
Ah!
I feel like the Tokyo intro is like super appropriate right now.
Oh no.
Like literally you need to do, what is it? The subway mission.
The subway mission, yeah.
And then when you exit the subway and you enter Tokyo, that cinematic where it has like the alarm.
Right. The cutscene of the the
what does it say? Don't congregate in groups.
Mm-hmm.
Stay at home.
Wash your hands. I don't know.
It's all perfectly applicable. And then of course it shows the soldiers shoot everyone in front of the gate.
Yeah.
Right.
People moving towards the gate and they open fire.
As far as we know, that is not going on. And we hope it does not. actually go on.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be necessary, to be perfectly honest.
No, no. Yeah.
They did that in oh god, can't think of the name now. What was it?
It was in Resident
The
Evil 2.
no, the game where you could kind of like it was like sort of run and jump up buildings and then kind of sling around. It was like a bio arm shit.
Oh,
The hell is that
Mirror's
game?
Edge.
no.
No. I think Mikey. It looks like Mikey might know what I'm talking about. Maybe
I mean, slinging around. The only thing that's coming to my mind is Spider-Man, but I know that's not
it
it.
was. It was kind of like Spider-Man esque, like, but you had like this biovirus stuff. Why can't I think of the freaking game?
Oh, are you talking about like? You're not talking about BioShock. No.
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 No. This was like picture like GTA, but if you were like, I don't know, virus infected and it gave you like powers, you could run up inside of buildings and shit. They made a sequel to it as well.
Dying Light.
No, for whatever reason, I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, I'm blanking. Sorry, man. Quick. Do it quick.
I'm
Google.
I keep wanting to say like Prey, but it's not Prey, and it's God damn it.
I mean, we could think of a lot of games that have, virus outbreak as the main theme.
Yeah, this was different though. It was pretty popular at the time, I think. And it was a console game as well.
What is going on with Jimmy?
I don't know what the hell is happening. Ember's messing with my video.
I gotta exit out full screen and bring you back.
Prototype. Thank you, JG.
Prototype.
It was a P. It was even a PR.
Okay.
It wasn't Prey. It was Prototype.
I had dead. No. Yeah, it still doesn't even ring a bell to me.
Prototype was awesome, especially the first one. The second one was all right. But yeah, it was all about like a contagion, right? And then the military were like actually like offing like huge segments of the populace.
Oh yeah.
It was a really cool game. If you never played Prototype, like the first one, it's worth a look, honestly. Like
I'm taking a look to see if I actually own it, because there's a lot of games that I probably own that I don't know about. Actually, no, I do not own that one. Interesting.
So like, sort of like Spider-Man / GTA with like weird virus stuff, and then like you would like attack the military guys and like key people. You could sort of like absorb them, and then you get like these weird flashbacks of like their memories of like the shit they were up to. This Black Ops military crew.
Okay.
But the way they had put the story in there was really neat. It was all this weird, like, it's a certain style of footage, right? Where it's all like chopped together and like film strippy, and these fragments fly by. The editing for it was really, really interesting. So you had to consume a lot of fucking soldiers to get an idea of what's happening, because most of it's all this weird, crazy like guys in suits messing with vials. You know what the hell's going on, but you do that enough times, you start to get an idea of like, what's really happening.
JG says that the good evil system was pretty great in that.
It was great. Like the second one was okay, I think, but I really liked the first one for sure. I just like the way they told the story through all the fragmented memories, and that visual style of film editing in those sequences was really good. It was just sort of topical considering what we're talking about.
It is. Let's see what it is on Steam. What's it currently going for? $19.99. That's not too bad.
Wow, it's actually like holding value halfway decently.
Holding value, and it came out in 2009, so it's 11 years old and it's still $20. That's holding pretty dang well.
It was a fun game. I really liked it.
Okay, all right. I'll have to put that one on my list. Cool. Very much so. So we do have more. We do have more news for you aside from just the elephant in the room. So going on, just a couple of
restart.
What?
There was a server restart this morning.
There was, yes, and you said there was fun shenanigans with that.
Yeah, I believe the quote. Nervell said the guy that was in charge of it. The quote was, "Oh fudgicles."
Was it because you said that they announced a server restart and then?
So they didn't announce it anywhere except in-game announcement. I think automatically went off. So people in the video in Secret World playing it got that automated announcement in the game saying the server's going down in X minutes for a restart, and then it never went down.
And then it never went down.
Yeah. Well, I should say never. It didn't then, and then eventually, when like Nervell and Andy showed up in Discord, they figured out like, oh, okay, that should have actually happened, and so then Andy made like an actual announcement saying, okay, it is actually going down like now in like 5 minutes, and then it went down and came back up. Like, they always give the ETA of an hour. I think it was probably less than 30 minutes, honestly.
Okay. I mean, we are used to seeing those in games periodically. The whole like server is going to restart and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but rarely does it like not do anything at all.
Right, but then when it gets to 0 and it just doesn't.
I mean, I've seen it get to 0 and it take a minute or two before it kicks me out because I didn't want to leave, and I was like, "You're gonna have to make me." But normally that doesn't last for like an hour.
Yeah.
Where you're like, "Oh, it still hasn't restarted."
But the server restart did eventually happen, and it came back up relatively quick. So, we're playing now, so it was quick.
There is a minor announcement. I know it's been talked about on Discord, but one of the achievements for Dr. Garth is currently not attainable until a patch happens.
Okay.
The Call Wistful Flame ad is like bugged, confirmed bug, like bugged / not working correctly from the Funcom. So if you were hoping to get that one, we just have to wait for a patch first. So I don't know when we don't know when the patch is going to be, but we just know like, hey, there's a bunch of us that are done with everything else, and that's like the last one holding us up. We've been like crossing our fingers every day. Like, is it going to show up today?
Yeah, like, did you fix it? Did you fix it yet? Did you fix it yet? Did you fix it?
Well, we just thought it was. I mean, it is random, right? The modifiers are random.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we didn't know if it was a bug or if it just hadn't shown up yet.
So confirmed it was a bug.
So confirmed. Well, I think originally they didn't think it was a bug, but they looked into it more, and yeah, it's a bug. So confirmed as of I think like a couple days ago, maybe now.
Okay.
Or two, pretty fairly recently. This week, confirmed that it actually is a bug. So I think the initial was like, no, it's not broken. Then it was like followed shortly by, oh yeah, no, it is broken.
What are you talking about? Oh, right.
Which from I've been debugging my stuff all this week for that show that now is not happening, and I can tell you that happens to me all the time. No, it's working fine. Oh wait, no, it's not working.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You're crazy.
I totally fixed that. Oh, never mind. It's still broken.
So happening. I can't talk now. But near the end of February. Near the end of February? I don't know. But from our last show, I'll just put it that way. Funcom had their fourth quarter 2019 financial report. I believe that was. We get a date here. It was a couple weeks ago, right? It was the 28th, that Friday. So they had their fourth quarter 2019 financial report, in which they basically said everything's going well. The highlights were that Tencent has launched a voluntary cash offer for all Funcom shares at 17 kroner per share. A 27% premium, so a pretty fair price. Then Tencent paid for 29% of the shares in 2019. The offer period ends March 16th, so we probably will not see. What are we doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I mean,
You did the same thing
What
I
are you
did.
guys doing?
you jumped off, we jumped off, but we did not make the jump.
How did you not make the jump? I don't understand. It's not a complicated jump. You just jump.
Yeah, it did
I'm
not
drowning
happen.
in filth.
All right, you guys respawn. Come back this way. I want to see you guys try that shit again. You can come back up the stairs here.
I didn't have sprint going. I think it was what it really was.
Ah! Oh, I found an invisible place to stand.
Oh,
What? Okay, now I'm dead.
yeah, you disappeared.
No, but I found an invisible ledge to stand on when I ran off. That was by accident.
Ooh.
All right, I'll be back in a sec. Hold on.
No, yeah, we started over here, and I tried just to make the straight jump there, but I wasn't.
There we go.
I wasn't sprinting, and so,
Yeah, you should.
so it fell.
Well, you don't need to. Your sprint should be on, but like, watch. I don't even have to back up. Are you looking in my character's direction?
There you
Up here?
Yep.
If I just hold forwards and push jump,
That's what we did.
are. That's what we did, but we still did it
Then
wrong.
we went down there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing either. You'd think we actually play this game. But during the financials, they said that that the Funcom, the acquisition by Tencent, or at least that the offer by Tencent would continue until the 16th. So we probably will not hear anything about the offer until the 16th, or if not the 17th, because I think they said 16:30 CET on March 16th. So we won't see anything until then. Which is fine. That's it's how it's done.
Right.
Conan Exiles continues the strong games as a service performance, with the longevity of the game highlighted by the number of users growing year on year. December 19 being the third best average number PC player month since the January 2017 launch, and revenues in fourth quarter 2019 being higher than fourth quarter 2018. Says with 2019 EBITDA margin of 46%, the company has just completed its 3 most profitable years to date. Ember, where are you?
I was had to collect some stuff.
Moons of Madness
Messing
was
with
released
inventory.
on PC, positively received, with the console version launching on March 24th. A Nintendo Switch version of The Park, initially launched in 2015, was also launched in the quarter. So we saw a couple of Secret World games. Hello.
You guys messed that up really badly.
Ow.
You guys messed it up so badly. You're supposed to walk off backwards like I did,
Oh.
and that prevents you from.
I thought you were just being fancy.
No, like it prevents you from triggering these guys.
From aggroing these guys, yeah.
The whole point is to skip them. Like the whole point is you walk off backwards there, you land right here, and then you
And then
drop
you can-
this way,
you
and
can run down
they
this
don't
way.
know you're there. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
that's a super old school. It's like a TSW thing.
You think I run dungeons or something? I do think I got all the lore from here, so I have run this one at least once or twice, but we're going this
I
way.
see. Okay.
I was just waiting for Ember.
Oh,
There he
okay.
is.
I had to run back.
Ember,
Yeah,
I did
that's why you
turn back
step off
time.
the- That's why you step off backwards, is because if you're walking backwards, you walk slower. And you don't do that server desync where it like launches you forward, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you walk backwards and just where you drop off. and then you can go forwards.
But they continued in the financial report saying, "Oh, almost ran off there." Take out Dr. Klein.
Avoid the orbs. Avoid the mini Jimmy. We have to run back to the rock. Okay, now these you just have to dodge them.
Oh.
I said dodge them.
I did.
No. Well, unless you meant dodge into them.
Dodge into them. Dodge.
That's what you said, right?
Them.
I know. To dodge them.
But they said their game pipeline, during the financial report, they said the game pipeline continues to be strong as they actively invest in 10 games with focus on the upcoming Dune open world title and the Mutant Chronicles online shooter launching after that. Further funding to support increased ambitions for the Dune game will be secured. So they are kind of going all in with Dune, but I don't necessarily blame them for that, especially with the I did not go backwards anyway.
It doesn't matter for this one.
It doesn't matter.
Follow the white rabbit.
I'm late.
They said the final quarter of 2019 saw the continued strength of Conan Exiles with 2 DLC launches, leading to a month of December that was the third best in terms of average number of PC players, proving that the Conan Exiles still has a lot of life to give. So it's with this energy that we are working towards a paid expansion to release during the second half of 2020, growing the game with new content for players to explore. In addition, they will continue launching cosmetic DLCs and doing free updates to the game as they have done so far. They released Moons of Madness, right, having been positively received and being a good entry in the Secret World IP and Funcom's game portfolio. And we all enjoyed Moons of Madness.
Hell
If
yeah, I
anything,
enjoyed Moons of
if anything,
Madness.
we just wanted more Moons of Madness, but you know.
Yeah, the story is like that.
I want to play it again, actually. I keep
I'll say
meaning to.
we'll take what we can from it. But that will release on console, and console is certainly not to be ignored.
No, that I'm hoping that the only issue is like obviously is you're gonna probably not get any pull from that into Secret World, or very, very small percentage, right?
Right, of console players
It would
saying,
have to be
"Hey,
someone
what's
that
this?"
has a console and a computer and just happen to not play Moons on a computer or something.
Right,
You know, like the odds of that happening are pretty low, I think.
pretty slim, yeah. What E level were we running anyway?
E2.
Okay.
That's all Ember can do.
No birds.
I could probably. No, I definitely could solo E2. Not like E1, I could just run through. E2, I think I have to have like a build for it, but I could totally solo E.
Overflowing loot bag. What are you talking about? Oh, but Jeebus, give me a second.
It's all right. I'm watching Embers on stream.
Yeah.
Like what's it like? I have 35 slots total,
I have 55, and I have them all full.
and I have like mine's like all red gear basically.
Well, no one is as good as inventory Tetris as you are.
Yeah, but I think you're just not using so. Like, why do you have so many distillates?
Yeah,
Right?
you
should- I don't
gotta
use them.
the distillates.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is I had the distillates from like just just from login, and maybe like the 1 or 2 times logging in before that. Like I still have those distillates. So mine's not too bad, but my inventory's kind of full in the first place. Okay, there we
I
go.
looked at Embers on stream. It was like I think 30 of those items were distillates.
Yeah, they're all distillates.
Like we could probably be doing E3s right now if he just used his distillates. He would gain enough item power.
I can
All right.
probably get rid of some of this stuff.
But they also said, moving on to the actual news here.
He still has a red bag. I'm looking at.
I thought that was mine. Yeah, that is not mine.
You
No, that's
actually
mine.
can't see other people's red bags.
Oh, that is mine. But I don't have any overflow left, so I don't know why it's still there.
Run away, and run back, and then try and loot it.
There you go. Now it says, yeah, you're too far away. Another distillate. Okay. But they also say that it says, in terms of upcoming games, we have Conan Chop Chop getting close to its launch in second quarter 2020, having taken larger than originally planned due to the complexities of a simultaneous release on 4 platforms for a multiplayer game. That's the reason that they went with. And I could kind of see that. I still think the acquisition of Funcom by Tencent still had a lot to do with it.
Ember, you still have an overflow bag.
I know. I can't get rid of.
Just dump your distillates into something. You can't. There's a lot of stuff you can't delete.
Yeah.
And so that was a fourth quarter financial report. Then they went on to say, right, the offer by Tencent, recommended by Funcom supervisory and management boards, and was concluded that the offer is fair to Funcom shareholders from a financial point of view and is in the best interest of Funcom. So I expect it to go through just fine. But like I said, we probably won't hear anything concrete more until at least like the 17th. So not for another 5 days or so. That's fine. That is what it is. So more than just the financial report, we also saw Night Team 4. Night Team 4, who is Night Team 4, which was done by now I lost the Allison Smith, done by Allison Smith, posted an update saying that they are now deleting all player info, shutting down their newsletter, and removing all Google Analytics. Now, if you don't know, Night Team 4 is kind of a perpetual ARG. Even the whole thing, give them your cell phone, give them your whatever, you might have to go out and travel in the real world. They might have a little trouble right now, actually, to be honest. But Night Team 4, they say that they are deleting all player info, shutting down their newsletter, removing all Google Analytics. So to start off this new decade, we at Allison Smith have challenged ourselves to pursue a world where absolutely none of our players' information is tracked. None. Being an ARG transmedia company makes this especially challenging, but here's some information on how we plan to change. They say that during the year, they will mitigate their main authentication server and remove all user account creations. You're still going to have to be able to create or use your existing agent login nickname, but emails will not be used anymore. No third-party accounts. They will delete all your email login data and will also purge all IP addresses and filter them in the future. They'll update their terms and agreement and their privacy policy to not only allow cloaking and VPN technology, but even encourage it.
Ember, what are you doing?
You
can't delete talismans.
Get rid of everything.
It looks like you need to make a fodder piece.
Just take some of those. Take some of those distillates and just throw them into stuff. You have 2 neck pieces,
right? You have 2 neck pieces in your inventory that are green. Just upgrade them. No, not like that. Put that one back. Put that one back. No, you don't want to use the other neck piece. You want to use your distillates on that one. You have talisman distillates. Up it with the talisman distillates to get rid of them. I'm sure some of those are talisman distillates, right?
Yeah, I can only take it up to the max of 20 for that one.
Yeah, right. But then you can do that, right?
And then you could do it to the other one and then join them together.
You can do it to the other one and you fuse them, and now you have a blue that you can level. You can eat distillates, and then once you have another purple, your neck will be a yellow. You can make your neck a yellow, right?
Combine and combine and combine.
It looks like you have a lot of signet and glyph stuff. Do you not have glyphs or signets in your stuff?
No. Well, no, I have some in here.
Yeah, look at that. You have like a whole.
But Allison Smith go on to say that Google Analytics and all other marketing tracking tools have already been removed from their site and will be removed shortly from all of their other touch points. They're shutting down their newsletter and will delete all account history and tracking data. They're reducing in-game playstream data to only gameplay and game mechanics optimizations by refactoring much of their code. So these changes will not impact your gameplay experience, your current progress, or your ability to keep your progress between multiple devices. Their goal is to not remove the level of immersion you find in their games or projects, but they still want you to receive a demonic phone call at 3 in the morning and infiltrate the real website of shady heavy water vendors on the internet. It says green level missions, where an elected player is flown to a mystery city for a 48-hour immersive experience, will still require the same extensive medical and psychological evaluation. That said, they are working on a new project for their red, orange, and yellow clearance levels. The concept of creating an ARG companion app is nothing new. Even in one of their earliest ARGs on unification, they're talking about having their own dedicated. You guys going?
Go ahead.
Dedicated communication platform. It says the Black Watchman series became our pride along with the ARGs. We've had the privilege to create for our incredible clients Paradox Interactive, White Wolf, Hello Games, and Funcom. It is important for our work to find better ways of staying in connection with you while being able to create puzzles spanning outside the game that blend digital and physical storytelling. So although they're also working on an app for their own needs, they plan on making it open for any ARG creators who wish to utilize it, but don't have the infrastructure to run it. So again, good on Allison Smith. It's a Black Watchman and Night Team 4, very heavily tied into Secret World.
Yeah, I have a bunch of I think I backed one of the Kickstarters or two of them.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of 19.4 like stuff. Like I have a couple different coats, hoodies, I think a backpack or something.
So some of the features that they will roll out as part of the companion app will be ARG mission alerts, a private secure email address, your own ARG burner phone number using VoIP, a real landline number, chat integration with Google AI for puzzle help and hints, looking for group system for puzzle solving, and geocaching, dead drop, and live drop notifications using Google Map integration. Run forward. Very slowly. It's gotta get through. So yeah, so I haven't really looked into them much myself.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Except for the ARGs that that have been official by Funcom, that have done by Funcom. I've always played those. The one for Moons of Madness.
Right. I did the one for the Shadowbound stuff.
Yep. The one that came out before Secret World Legends.
Yeah. You, Bieber. He says you people.
But it sounds like Bieber.
The accent, I always think he says you, Bieber. And I'm like, why is Dr. Klein talking to Justin Bieber? What is up with that?
He's a believer.
Yeah, Bieber.
You, Bieber.
Giving us Bieber fever.
I can't unhear it. Like, it won't go away now. It's been like that for a long time. I always hear that. It's like oh God, what was her name? Someone from the Faust Cabal. Whenever we go into Hellraised Boss 3, it says something about safe footing.
Okay.
And it's always like and it said it's not safe pudding. And I can't unhear that one either. Every time I go into that dungeon and do that boss, it's like
you're like, why?
Safe pudding.
You're like, it's delicious. It's delicious pudding. Why wouldn't it be safe?
There's a couple of spots, by the way, guys, in here where like there's filth that doesn't actually kill you. You know that?
No.
It's pretty weird. It's like random sections of filth like way out there that don't do anything to you.
It's filth you could swim in.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Remember what you died to?
Big mosquito.
The crawlies.
Oh. Do you actually, you know what? Actually, do you have the legend from in here?
Me? I think I do.
I mean,
there's a legend for killing all three of these guys. It drops a legend.
Oh, probably not then.
yeah. 'Cause I've been picking up lore.
Oh, you've been picking it up? Okay. I wasn't looking. Alright, so if we just go back and kill this one, you gotta make sure you don't kill it like in the filth. Because then it can be hard to pick up.
All right, bring him over here.
Yeah.
That's good.
You guys see a legend?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Nice. There you go.
Sweet.
Ta-da!
Legends, lores, legends.
You know, one of those.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I got a tiny one. Crow Council
what you said.
on Twitter.
You just said,
Crowcouncil.etsy.com.
speaking of, I've got a tiny one. Put that out there.
I mean a tiny lore. I've got a tiny lore. It's like crowcouncil.etsy.com is selling these, and they're kind of out for right now, but we're kind of pushing them to be like, these are amazing. You need your own
Make
you
more.
need your own mini lore. They're quite nice. It's quite nice.
This guy Cleaves, by the way, don't stand by me. Don't stand by me. Yeah, this is below E5, so you just keep hitting him. Look at how all these things can't go attack him. You see all the stuff that spawned on the platform?
Yeah.
And it's just
It's
hanging
just sitting
out.
there.
Just stands there, completely and utterly useless. Oh, watch out for this wave. Sometimes after you kill him too fast, the wave still happens anyways. So.
I think I was watching one of your streams, Jimmy, and he didn't spawn. Like look above it.
Yeah, the tank ran up. It was like E9. The tank ran up because in above E5, the tank has to run up and tag him to get him to stop buffing Meltat. And he ran up there and he wasn't there. I was like, what the shit? I've seen extra Kleins. I've made tons of copies appear. I don't know how we did it so like none of them appeared.
Was he still buffing?
No.
No.
Meltat was sitting down and nothing was happening at all. It was the weirdest shit.
Ooh, hey, I got Dr. Klein's notes.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, you got the museum item. Sweet.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Always a fun run.
Yeah, I basically ran that in my Dark Agartha build. Like it was.
I ran it whatever build I had going on, so I think mine was basically a Dark Agartha build too. But further on, more news. We have interspersing gameplay with news.
Yes.
We are saying goodbye to Jens Erik. He
So
said he said on a post on the forums, he said, "Let's not call it goodbye. Let's just call it smell you later." Where Jens posted, he said, "Hey everyone, they say all good things must come to an end. This is my last week at Funcom as community manager, and it's time for me to spread my wings and fly. It's been a great 3.5 years for me here at Funcom. I've gotten to be a part of so many incredible, cool things and worked on some amazing games. I've also gotten to know all of you, the community, and it's been a treat seeing everyone's feedback, discussions, and suggestions for Conan Exiles, Mutant Year Zero, and the others. I've learned so much and have had a lot of fun doing it. I'm not quite ready to say where I'm going and what I'll be doing, but feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'll probably be announcing something very soon. TM. See you around the internet." So we say goodbye to Jens. Wish him all the best. And wherever he's going, but I'm sure he got an offer somewhere. Because that's certainly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right. Someone made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Right.
Maybe.
But Jens was a good community manager, so yes, we wish him all the best. All the best and more. What am I up to? 69 items in my inventory.
Nice.
Nice. Yes. Proper response.
Nice.
Oh, do either of you have the blue boxing gloves?
I'm not Lumi, so no.
Do you want them?
Oh wait, I take that back. I don't get them. I don't know if I have them.
Right, that's a question.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying now. Sorry. I don't know. I do not. That's the only one I don't have.
Well, you're welcome to it because I have an extra pair.
Woohoo! I mean, I could have got them on my alt, I guess, and given them to myself, but
Yeah, it's easier this way.
yeah, this is better. Oh my god, I got this mod. It's super great. I think it's one of Secret Fox's mods. So you know how like those prompts come up like yes, no, right?
Yes.
The screen, and you have to grab your mouse and move it over.
Yeah.
So there's a mod to where like I just hit F and that counts as yes.
Okay.
So a key command for yes instead of having to like move the mouse and click. Because yes,
very nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
That lazy. But I mean, it works. Like it's just really cool to like sort of like multitask. Like I'm still using my mouse for other stuff, right? Like moving stuff around. The display I don't need, I drag it off the edge, right? And it says, "Do you want to delete this?" I just hit F, yes, and now my mouse is still where I left it to do the next thing instead of like, I don't know. It's a very minor, I guess, quality of life, but I actually really enjoy it.
I would say, but one that actually is a quality of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite useful. Because I'm playing another MMO. Currently, I'm playing Shroud of the Avatar, and basically every mob that it's still kind of old school. It's a very old school mentality game, and so every mob that you defeat, you have to go back and pick up loot from every single mob, and it's not a zone looting, or it's not a wide looting, auto looting. Yeah, it's.
I'm out. I'm done.
What are we, some kind of savages?
Yeah, but
might as well just be like pooping in the forest. Like, what the hell?
Right? Yeah. But instead, there's a all you got to do is just hit the. I just figured out you just press the F key, and it just goes to activate whatever is closest to it. So it's like an auto loop, but it's not an auto loop. And yes, for anything that's just a yes or no. And for anything that's just yes or no, you just hit F and it's automatically yes, or it just just automatically does it. So it still makes it a quick process. But I had no idea that just the F key did that. They in no way did they even point to that. JG says they recently finished the story. What's the best area to play for gear now?
So there's a couple answers to that. So dungeons is where you get distillates. It's also when you get into higher tiers where certain gear drops from. Well, honestly, your best bet if you're looking for like best in slot gear is to just visit the auction house, because a lot of stuff that you would want is going to come from content you can't do yet, but there's a lot of people that do that content, so the prices aren't terribly high. But as far as like just farming up your like leveling up your gear distillate wise, dungeons. As far as single player stuff, it's going to be a cross between Tokyo and South Africa. Kaiden is like for the side quest because you can get the keys, and the keys open the containers on the dock. They nerfed that a bit because the keys that you can get from the side mission is now not a guaranteed key, right? It can be anima shards or a key. But it's still one of the best ways to like level, because you can do a shit ton of Kaiden side missions really fast. You get whatever keys you get, you go open those containers and beat the bosses, and the loot they drop is really decent especially for your level at that time. The reason you would do New Dawn is because all those missions give you New Dawn points. And there's a vendor in New Dawn that will sell you it's a distillate for like 5 New Dawn points, and it's a random blue distillate, so you don't know which one you're getting, right? Could be talisman, weapon, glyph, signet, like you don't know, but it's you can generate a whole bunch of
Sorry.
To beam up.
So you can do those missions. You generate yourself APSP, which you should be using to like up your capstones, which also buffs your character. And then you can go use those points to buy yourself distillates to up your gear. Don't ignore your capstones, like your abilities and your capstones, because that does actually like up your attack rating and stuff. The other thing, if you've just finished, like you probably still need to work on is your expertise level.
That was not me.
Yeah, that was mine. This is around the time I start streaming, so it's like an alarm.
Okay, all right.
So the expertise level you can see if you hit N to bring up your ability window, it's at the top. And you, at least if you're like free to play, you want at least both your main 2 weapons to be level 50 expertise. They gain expertise by you turning in missions with that weapon equipped. That's a key point. If you're unlocking other weapons, you want to up those expertise as well, just in case you use that weapon. It's handy to do.
To kind of like just level up every weapon so that you have that little extra bit of expertise.
So one way you can do that though is you just do a bunch of missions. You stack up because you can stack up to 8 mission reports, and then what you can do is before you turn them all in, equip the weapon that you want to level its expertise for, and then hit send report. Now it gets the benefit of all those reports turning in.
Same thing happens in Elder Scrolls Online, actually. Same kind of concept is you could do whatever you want, killing mobs and whatnot, but doing the quest kind of give you the best experience points. So that's when you switch over to like your second build, and you can level up all your skills that way. But it's the easiest way to do it.
And this is like you never have to use that weapon to fight.
Yeah.
Right? You do the whole quest with whatever you want. You let the report stack up just before you hit send. Be like, I want to level this chaos focus. Equip it real quick. Send. You just dumped a bunch of XP into it. Like now its expertise goes up. So it lets you level weapons without having to like run content
to actually use those weapons. Nice.
So that's my what to do after you're done with the story kind of thing is do stuff like that. If you have purple gear, then you can put signets in it, and you'd want to look for layer groups for that. Occult defense scenarios. Occult defense scenarios are amazing because you can go with higher geared people,
and get higher distillates.
And get higher distillates, and it's still useful for them. They just start at a lower wave and they drag you up. And then because occult defense rewards you for it awards you more for the more consecutive waves you finish. It actually is worthwhile for a higher geared player to start at a low wave with you, because you end up with more loot the more waves you do in a row, right? So like a higher geared player is needs to start below their level anyways. You know what I'm saying? If you're higher geared and like you can go say like wave 25, if you want the reward for 10 waves, you're going to start at wave 15. Or if you want, 20, you'd start at like wave 5. So like higher geared people will intentionally start at lower waves just to rack up. Also, Signet of Domain comes from Occult Defense and is the best in slot Signet for your wrist piece. And it's more up to drop the more waves you do in a row. Oh, that reminds me. Did you catch my stream? I think it was Sunday at all?
I did not know.
So I did wave 1 through 30 in a row.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And in the entire time to Brack singing "This Is a Song That Doesn't End."
Oh no!
on infinite loop.
Brack the lamb chops. Lamb chops. What was it? Was it a lamb chop cover?
Dark Horse said I hated it. I tortured my poor Twitch audience with 2.5 hours of Brack singing "This Is the Song That Doesn't End." Hold on.
While doing Occult Defense? Oh no.
Yeah, while doing Occult Defense wave 1 through 30. But I got a ton of distillates at the end. I almost got wave 31. I was robbed. I nearly got wave 31. Hold on. I'm going to... This is a song that doesn't end. I'm gonna give
while you're saying that, we do have some more news.
I'm gonna give this to Ember real quick. You don't have to play a lot of it, but you should at least so people know what the hell I'm talking about. This was played for 2.5 hours on loop while doing Occult Defense.
And it's 10 hours of that.
No, I'm not saying play 10 hours of it.
I'm saying there is 10 hours of it.
Yeah, there is. It's a 10-hour loop.
There is 10 hours of it.
Loop, yeah. But if you can pipe that, are you playing to the stream? Because I don't have the stream. Okay.
That's BJ's shocked face.
He's probably having PTSD. So that particular audio was playing for a little over 2.5 hours while I did wave 1 through 30 of Occult Defense in a row.
You're a mad lad.
Just because. just
why not?
Yeah. That's Pyre's fault, by the way.
Oh no.
Yeah. Because I did a different Occult Defense stream where I had the all right from Outcast loop.
All right. And then after a while, you start thinking you stop hearing the word "all right" and you start hearing
Start hearing other words. For
yeah.
Sure, you start hearing other words. So we were talking about that in Discord, and he's like, "Oh, I've got one for you," and he linked the Brack, "The Song Doesn't End," and I sort of kind of forgot, but it was in the back pocket. And last Sunday, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing tonight. You know what? We're doing Brack. Song Doesn't End on loop.
Ugh, you bad lad.
That's-
Um,
I was like,
I say, well, we just have two things we want to go over. We saw this on Twitter. Knightsbridge Consulting, which is one of the big RP cabals here in Secret World, they put out a public announcement about the future of Knightsbridge Consulting, saying so long and thanks for all the fish. It says Knightsbridge Consulting has been a bastion of roleplay in both the Secret World and Secret World Legends since 2012, a very respectable 8 years. The Cabal has passed management hands a couple of times, members have come and gone, but at the heart of it all has been a genuine desire by all involved parties to create and maintain a comfortable creative space for its members. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and so it is with heavy hearts that we announce Knightsbridge Consulting will be closing its doors for good. They go on to say that it is difficult for many of us to probably imagine the community without KBC, so please understand this decision was not reached quickly or lightly. It comes after discussions, debates, moments of stress and upset, serious attempts to figure out the best way to move forward, but always with the question, what's the right thing in mind? They say thank you so much to the Secret World Legends community for almost a decade of collaboration and support. We could not have flown so high for so long without all the wonderful people who have been a part of our efforts and those who have played along from the outside. The KBC website will remain completely open for a couple of months so that members both past and present can retrieve any items they would like to save and or delete. Then we'll go into read-only mode until the website subscription runs out. Read-only mode will still allow items to be saved, but no longer removed from the forum history. Their Discord will remain open indefinitely for any community members who would like to join for general chatter or RP. It says, though we will not see you again as a group, we all hope to see you out there as individuals. Sincerely, Knightsbridge Consulting Management. That's a sad thing.
yeah. Govers and Dark Hearts chimes in with a who were they?
Who are they?
So there's a pretty like active, large RP community for Secret World.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is kind of one of those things where I think like if you're not part of it, you probably don't know it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can think of, Knightsbridge Consulting was a big one. I'm trying to think of some of the names of some of the bigger ones.
Like
Off the top of my
maybe you
head,
saw them and just didn't know they were Knightsbridge Consulting as well. You know.
League of Monster Slayers, I think, is another big one. But yeah, there's a couple of big RP cabals in there.
Well, a lot of them do a lot of stuff like out of game as well. That's the other thing, right? Like there's
or
a lot
use
of Twitter,
the
Twitter
use
RP stuff.
the Twitter RP, yeah, especially Twitter.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Twitter RP stuff that's like if they play the game, if they're in game, it might not even be the same name or the same character as their RP character on Twitter.
Right.
So,
like when Funcom initially came out with Secret World, when they came out with the RP accounts for all the Secret World characters, they kind of went in full ham on that. And even though Funcom didn't really keep up like, Kirsten Geary and
they did do something with
that kept
the
them
relaunch
alive.
for Legends though. That was kind of interesting. I don't know if you remember that when Legends relaunched, they did put posts out on a bunch of the Twitters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a couple months that there was before that it was nothing. And then we're back to how it was before. Where those accounts are not active as much or at all.
I think they did a couple more things with them, if I recall correctly, but not as frequently. That's for sure. But I really liked when the Legends went because it was like, hey guys, things feel different somehow. Like these like weird little like hints that the world has like been rebooted or something.
Like things are the same, but things are slightly different. What's going on? Ah, Times Square.
Right? This is how it looks right now. No, just
Where I yes, where I will not
completely
be
empty.
where I will not be come April 12th because that has been canceled.
Oh,
Amber tried to kill us all.
He just runs right for us.
it just manifested as soon as I got to the grate.
You had the perfect sprint for that, by the way.
It's
You
true.
like really like and you clearly need to watch my New York Raid instructional.
Well, I tried to get to the grate.
But I mean, like, because you had the sprint on still with like the bee thing over your head, like running like a crazy person, and it was completely picture perfect. All right, just come stand up in the middle here.
Yeah.
There
we we did this. We did this last time. Oh, I like the way he looks now, though.
Hmm?
He's like praying.
Who are you talking? Oh, the lurker.
Yeah.
Just talking about.
He's like,
Yeah,
"Ah."
Shadow filth summoning. We broke him in story mode before. Our Cabal did at one point. I have a video of it somewhere. We broke him. We killed him in the first phase. Like, we never got to second or third phase. We killed him in the first part. So he never did Shadow Out of Time. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So we killed him and he was stuck like that. He was dead but stuck like that.
No.
But then the weirdest thing happened. He was dead. Our loot was there, right? The cinematic happened. And we're just standing around. And all of a sudden, the Flappy shows up and starts attacking us. The entire rest of the fight kept going as scripted. Like, we killed him during his shadow in the first phase. And he was dead. Cinematic happened. Loot happened. But then, like, it's like all the other scripts kept going.
Just kept going. Just kept
Just
showing
like,
up.
just hanging out, and randomly the first bird flies in and starts attacking, and then the next one, and the next one, right? The
You're like,
ad,
I'm mid cinematic. What are you doing?
and so, and then like the NPCs came in, but they didn't go up to the front. They just congregated over in the left corner. Like they walked in and stopped because they had nothing to do. They were just hanging out, like spamming their dialogue. And we waited to see what would happen. About 10 minutes in, the airplanes flew overhead. It's like it's counter. Was still going. Like all of its scripts were still going, even though it was dead. It was very strange.
They're like, you thought the fight was done. You were wrong.
Ember, you're not supposed to shake his hand. That's how you get the coronavirus.
Well,
You shook his hand
he's
again.
so friendly.
You literally.
Objectified. I was getting out of the way.
You fist bump.
That's
You
funny.
fist bump.
Or, elbow.
Or elbow, or do that toe tapping thing or something.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's that much better, honestly.
I like the idea of doing a Vulcan salute.
The Vulcan salute.
Like doing the...
I like the idea of doing the Rick and Morty Peace Among Worlds,
Okay.
which is where you just flip people off. I don't know if you've seen that, but he teaches this other dimensional race that like the middle finger, it means peace among worlds, and he just thinks it's funny
Oh, yeah.
because now they all go around doing that.
Three times distillate.
Yeah.
all the distillates.
You know what's funny is story mode distillates, at least the first time you do them for the week, are still worth it, even if you're like E17.
Okay, yeah.
Like, the distillates are not bad. Poor little lurker.
So sad. All he wanted was a home in New York.
He just wanted some, like a slice. He just wanted a slice.
Or a dirty water dog or something, yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Power is an idea. It shifts. It has to. Haven't you ever confronted an abstract idea? I mean, really confronted.
A lot of good reasons to go to New York, especially for all that. As if you ever go to New York, you at least have to either get a dirty water dog, or just pick up a slice, get some bagels.
Hit up the Sbarros. Have you seen that? There was like an episode of The Office where he
Oh no.
He goes to New York to pick up a slice, and he's fucking going to Sbarros.
Oh no.
I can't.
That was like my wife and I. We went on our honeymoon. We went down to where do we go? We went on a cruise to the Caribbean, and now I forget exactly where. It was the capital of Jamaica. I'm not sure. I forget. But so we went to we were on the cruise, and I remember one of the stops, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get some some legit rum while we're here, because we like rum." So I was like, I'm gonna get some legit rum while we're here, and I we stopped off at this place, and I got a bottle, brought it back on, hey, we're having a good time. I turned the bottle around and look at it. It was like made in Michigan or something like made in. I was like, son of a. I was like, they apparently imported this rum from the United States to sell to tourists while here. I was like, God dang it.
I've been hornswoggled.
Yeah. I was like, I did not do research, and it shows.
Or look at the bottle.
or even remotely look at the read the bottle too much. I don't know. It just fully 100% reminded me of that. I was saying another RP Cabal, 9 Swords. Speaking of other RP Cabals, they posted on Twitter back on March 8th. They said, "Save the date, bees! Save the date! Cabal Pride 7th year, or at least the 7th iteration of Cabal Pride, will be taking place Saturday, April 25th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. GMT. Said more information incoming ASAP. It's again 9 Swords Cabal on Twitter. We'll be having a Cabal Pride event April 25th. So, which is good to know. It's always good when those things occur. And that they're still going on. So it's good news there, and bad news hearing about Knightsbridge, but simultaneously seeing more Cabal events actually take place.
Right.
So I wish I RP'd more. I really do, but I don't.
Speaking of new stuff, I I just found someone that's named FU I'm Canadian. Sorry, that threw me. No, I found a new streamer the other night. Like a night or two ago.
Yeah.
Or no, last night. It was last night. I have no track of time or days. When is this? Where am I? What's going on? So I was ending my stream because Wednesdays I do Assassin's Creed, and was looking for someone to host. I scroll down on Twitch to Secret World Legends, and it's like 63 viewers. Who the hell's streaming Legends with 63 viewers at 1:30 a.m. EST?
Right.
What the hell?
2 a.m., which is Yeah, that's when every
I
streamer
think
starts
they're
passing around their viewers to everybody else.
I think they were West Coast, so it wasn't as late for them.
Right.
But still like I don't know, like 10:30 or something. Um, but yeah, there was a new person streaming, or newer at least. Um, I had certainly not seen them before. I'm usually up on that kind of stuff, so I hung out there a bit, helped them out with some stuff.
I would say, what part of the game were they at? Who were they?
They were in City of the Sun God.
Oh, okay. All right. So a fun part.
Yeah, well, they didn't seem to be complaining about it, which was nice.
Nice. Yeah.
I like City of the Sun God. I don't think it's that bad.
I think
but,
City of the Sun God has great characters. I thought what they did to it in Secret World Legends really improved the zone.
Yes, because you don't
Yeah,
have
before it was
have
bad.
to trek. You don't have to trek all over the place.
Yeah.
Right.
But they
But
also
I still think that the zone still kind of keeps the stigma
even
about
if
it.
you
Though.
trek all over the place, though, they added jump pads in a bunch of places.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
Like I said, even getting around is much easier. Yeah.
yeah, unless you're dead, and if you're dead, if you're because you can't use jump pads when you're dead, it's kind of the same. Unfortunately, you have to run a long way around stuff if you're dead and running to something. But yeah, like they definitely improved it a lot as far as that flow goes. And if you're just doing the story, it's super easy, in my opinion. Like it literally just pushes you to the next spot. If you're going back,
Yeah, almost too quick.
yes,
Like here's the next
not,
part.
Well,
Here's the next part.
not as bad as Transylvania.
No. Yeah.
Transylvania, like you can just, it is utterly ridiculous.
How fast you can go through Transylvania.
The first zone of Transylvania involves following the owl to Kukavea
Mm-hmm.
and then literally just running directly to what's her face that gives you the cost of magic mission. You run to her and then
Mhm.
it's like, okay, now enter the next zone. That's it. Spoilers, by the way. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's not much
I always
spoilers
remember it
because
being, like,
because
a
what
little-
are you spoiling? You follow an owl, you talk to a person who says go over here, you just run there past everything, talk to that person, then they say, all right, go into the next zone, go into Besieged Farmlands now.
I remember in Secret World, like most of the missions in Transylvania were sort of like they were elite missions, at least in Secret World. So they were like significantly harder. But
Yeah.
there still was the show was like a whole bunch of missions strewn throughout that anyway, a whole bunch of non-elite missions. And so just going through and doing all the regular missions, yeah, you like finished City of the Sun God, and then you got into Transylvania, and it just seemed like it just went like boom, 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 doing all like the regular missions, and then going back and doing all the finishing up the storyline, and then doing all the elite missions was significantly harder.
Well, and the thing is, I think I'm not positive. I'd have to go look at stuff again. But I think it was honestly the same in TSW. I think.
Oh, that's
I'm
what
pretty
in
sure- I'm
TSW.
pretty
That's what I
sure-
meant. Yeah, I
I'm
think it was
pretty sure-
actually.
The blue storyline part was like, you follow the owl, now find this girl with the spyglass. And at that point, most people just wandered off and found a mission,
Yeah.
right? But if you know where she is, or you just don't mind just running, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And skipping everything, it does let you skip literally the entire zone of missions. Nothing makes you do any of the missions in Besieged Farmland, which is pretty crazy. There's a lot of legend and lore, and like there's those missions give life to that zone, and you can literally skip the entire thing,
Hmm.
which is kind of bizarre. Stargard says, now you tell me. But I mean, the whole of Transylvania is like that. Shadowy Forest makes you do a couple of missions. I'm trying to think. Carpathian Fangs is very much like Besieged Farmland in the sense that it makes you do like one or two things, and then basically you go fight Mara. Like, it's ridiculous.
And done. Yeah.
But I mean, all the missions in there are great. You should go do all the missions. They're all good
Mhm.
missions. The only thing I'll say about Legends is it does make you go back and do issue 7.
Yes, yeah, you do have to return to the very start.
Yeah.
To
so they like
of the
loop
zone.
that into the story progression, so you don't get to skip that. But that is nice, and that does give the zones a little more feel. It's a shame you have to go back through them a second time in order to get that.
Right.
But it helps it feel like Transylvania is not so short, because you can blow through Transylvania in something like, with a new character that's hit it, that's like level 50, because you can easily be level 50 by then. You don't hit any level gate stuff. You can blow through Transylvania in like 30 minutes or something. It's pretty insane. But I think so. I mean, I don't know. City of the Sun God is controversial, let's say.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of people that are like, "Oh, City of the Sun God."
But then on top of that, like, it's got a lot of good characters, even though
It
the characters
does.
are very static, because the characters are mostly the
statues.
the statues, the guardians, yeah. And so they end up being a little on the forgettable side, but they're actually pretty, even still, they're even kind of fleshed out characters. So
Egypt is a place you just want to do fast, get it over with. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way, but I think that's why. But you also lose the depth of the zone. Like, there's a lot of crazy story in there. You do all the missions, especially a couple of the investigation ones. Like, that shit is messed up.
mm-hmm.
The children trapped in the statues, like, that shit is hardcore messed up.
Like, why they got trapped there, or why they had to get trapped there, and
Yeah.
How they ended up getting trapped there, and yeah.
It's a pretty crazy, very like story heavy area. Should you do the rest of the missions? If you don't do all of them, I guess it's less. If you're just trying to get out of the sun, then
yeah.
Good luck.
then you don't. Then it almost makes it worse, right? Because you have no redeeming qualities of the zone. You didn't stick around for the story, and you didn't like the geography of it. So now when you leave it, you're like, I never want to go back there. But the thing that makes it worth it is the story is amazing. You just have to actually go do it. Also, I've made PJ do City of the Sun God content with me. when I was left giant sized.
I don't know. I think for both Secret World and Secret World Legends, I kind of did the same kind of progress in that, and it's the same way I suggested to new players or to just anyone who enjoys really the story, is to do every single mission before moving on to the next zone. Like, do every mission in a zone before moving on.
Yeah.
And that way you get like the full comprehensive story, and also you hit level 50 well before you leave City of the Sun God. So
yeah.
So by the time you hit Transylvania, you're pretty much good to go. But yeah, do all the story content that you can in a zone before moving on to really get the full story.
Yeah, the feel. There is, I mean, I'll admit, when I first started playing TSW, I was just trying to like complete the blue line because I wanted to know where that story went.
Yeah.
And I didn't, as a brand new player and like, first real MMO, I certainly didn't. The other MMO I played, I certainly didn't play like one. So, I was at the same fault where I just kept pushing that, trying to find, because I was interested in that story, and I didn't realize it wasn't clear like how the game was set up.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't clear that I probably should be doing these other ones because it's more story.
Mm-hmm.
It was like my impression initially was like, oh, I want to understand those stories as well, but once I'm done with this one. Right. And it wasn't clear initially that like that's not how it works. You don't get done with the blue storyline.
Right.
We're not done with
the blue storyline
storyline
continues forever, right?
Yeah, so that wasn't really clear to me as a brand new player, and I think that is something that sometimes happens is people tend to like if they do like the story, a lot of times they'll beeline that because they're like, I want the next piece of this, you know. And you gotta be like, hey man, it's all part of the story.
Right.
It's all part of the story.
Yeah, when the main story, when the blue storyline tells you to go to the next zone, do everything else in the zone, then go on. Just because, it's all story. Whether it's the investigations, whether it's the side missions, whether it's the whatnot, it all kind of adds to the same story.
Darkheart said he loves Indiana Jones train mission. Yeah, who was I watching?
Who doesn't?
I was watching someone streaming. Oh my god, who was it? They
It wasn't Squirmy, was it? Because I think he just told me he just finished it for the first time and was blown away by it.
It was a newer streamer. He was doing Legends for a while, but I haven't seen him even like streaming at all. So I don't know what happened. But he was doing it pretty consistently, him and like a group of friends. And he got to that one, and for whatever reason, it gave him mad motion sickness.
Okay, I've actually seen people that happen to people. Yeah.
Like and the funny part is like he was like, I've never experienced motion sickness before from anything, but like other games, nothing. But for whatever reason, the fake out movement on the train mission like messed him up hardcore. Like he was sweating,
which is still just an illusion anyway. Your character is actually just standing
that's what
still.
I was telling him. Like it's just an illusion. Like the train's not moving. I knew some tips. I heard like, turn your cursor off, your reticle. If you set it to invisible, your eye doesn't have that focus on the center.
Okay.
So that was like a tip I had read on the forums or something, and that did help him a little bit. He looked at the floor a lot. Like he was I think it was him and his friend were in the train mission together, and he was just like, but trying to jump the stuff on the top of the train, like I stayed up way too late. Like I hosted him and I should have gone to bed. I stayed up for like 2 hours watching him try and struggle through that mission.
Oh, that's rough.
I think I even I might have subbed to his channel or something. As just
keep going, just keep going.
I was like, if you finish this, I'm gonna reward you.
Yeah. No, I've had that happen before. I've had it was actually I was going back and I was playing what game was it? It's very popular shooter by Valve, Half-Life. It was Half-Life. I was playing Half-Life 2. And Half-Life 2 came out a long time ago. So newer systems run it extremely well. And I remember I started playing that, and yeah, I started getting I started sweating. I started nauseous. And I'm like, what is going on here? And I was like, I gotta stop playing. And I had no idea what it was. And sure enough, yeah, it's motion sickness. Just whatever. Either I was turning too fast, or it was just way too high of a frame rate, or just a combination thereof was actually physically making me ill.
Now I have experienced a visual effect that messes with me, but it's not motion sickness. It's like screen tearing. It's an actual problem, a video problem. Like you need to go turn VSync on or off or whatever. Like you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whatever it is in the game that's set that way, you turn it the other way because you turn your mount, you turn your movement, and then the screen just sort of does this weird jagged a ripple shit.
Yeah.
And it's like your brain just goes what the fuck? It's not motion sickness. It's just input, your input's jacked.
But so I was so shocked. I was like, what's going on? Like I said, nausea and I was sweating. I was sweating profusely. And I'm like, what's going on here? This is so weird. And yeah, I looked it up later and I was like, oh, motion sickness. I was like, oh, that's okay. That's what it feels like. All right. Now I feel bad for people who get motion sickness. It is. It is. Yeah. Darkheart it is not
said
fun.
Sea of Thieves made him seasick.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's
after seeing that in Half-Life 2. Yeah, I could see it. It's a thing.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know. That stuff doesn't happen to me.
No, it only happened to me once. It only happened to me just that one game, and it doesn't even happen to me for Like like I'm used to going on like roller coasters and it's like it never happens to me. Like we went on a cruise, never happened to me once. You know, driving all the time never happens. So that's why it was so weird because I'm like,
Right.
what is this? Like I never have experienced motion sickness in real life, and the first time I experienced it was playing a video game. So I'm like, I don't even understand like how how I can't get this in real life, but yet a game gives this to me. So I don't know.
Because it messes with your perception.
Mm-hmm.
I
What
mean,
my
legitimately, that's
brain
that's
feels
what's
and
going on.
yeah. So I had to
It's
like
doing
so I had to
something that doesn't happen in real life.
game
Honestly, it
didn't-
could have been the crosshair.
It could have been, yeah. But
It's
the
really
game
weird, but
doesn't have a V-Sync, so I had to like go outside into like the GeForce settings and actually like force a G-Sync on all games. And so I forced a G-Sync, and then I like did something else to slow down the turn rate, like to make the turn not as
not as
fast.
quick. Right.
Like setting like mouse input to like make that much slower, and that helped because the next time I played it I was like, okay, I'm not feeling it anymore. So I was like, but that
Dark
was
Hearts. What
weird.
is the new character in green? Is the Valentine's mission is going to be there next year for the new character in green? And I don't know what the last part. The Valentine, generally speaking, with those missions, they're event missions. They just turn them back on. So I fully expect it next year. If
Oh, he's talking about Isabel.
oh the
Or
female,
Isabella.
yeah, I expect that. I mean, honestly, theoretically, they could run it, more than once. I mean, it's Rosenbrawl Open Week.
Right,
So
right,
while that mission is sort of like Valentine's themed, like with the heart match or whatever,
Mhm.
but it's a soulmate match on the thing. Like they could run it another time as well.
Mhm.
The way it's titled is not like Valentine's event, right? The way it's titled is Rosenbrawl Open Week.
Mhm.
So I think Irvel said something to that effect that like, they left it open a little bit, like intentionally. I would expect it for sure back next year.
I would
and
say
then,
I would say at least next Valentine's Day.
and if not, or and possibly in addition to that, we could see it, in some variation again before then, potentially. Speaking of which, we should have Equinox coming up relatively soon, right?
Oh yeah, when is that? When is the what is it, the vernal?
Don't you swear at me. No, I don't know.
March 19th is the date of the vernal equinox.
Wow, that's coming up really quick.
That is next week.
Interesting. I'll hit up Andy and be like, "Yo,
It's right. You gotta be like, hey,
you guys turn Equinox next week?"
hey,
I mean,
you
they
gotta, yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
poke
this-
him.
this wouldn't be the first.
Wouldn't
not-
be the
it's not-
first time we had to remind him. Yeah.
Well, no, not that, but I'm saying it wouldn't be the first. It's not the first spring equinox, right? They've already
No.
done it once.
Mhm.
They've done fall like what, 3 times, 3 times, something like that.
And wasn't it as part of the December update that that they also somehow like changed a whole bunch of stuff on the back end so that events all they have to do is just like it doesn't take them almost anything to turn
Yeah, I
events
think
back on.
so. I think so. I think Equinox, they can just like hit a switch or something. I'm actually gonna put that in the.
So instead of having to do an update, instead of having to do a full game update just to turn an event on or off, that they updated the game back end so that they can just flick stuff on and off and just have it go. So I'm assuming that they are already well aware that the equinox is coming, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, plus, I mean, they are dealing with some stuff right now.
Yeah. Everyone's
So-
out of the office.
But presumably it's something they can still turn on fairly easily. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But I would say to people like be on the lookout for Equinox event, which I believe is like a free blue Cruel Delight signet
Mm-hmm.
and Thirst signet. Like every time that thing's up, I'm pretty sure.
Signet of Thirst and Signet of Cruel Delight. Yep.
In superior quality. So
Mhm.
if you're missing one of those or need another one or what have you, like Cruel Delight is best in slot signet. Thirst is like a good, second if you somehow didn't have one, but you're gonna get both. So I don't know why you would use Thirst. Whatever. Cruel Delight is amazing. And Equinox uses the Cult Defense. It's how Cult Defense was sort of announced to the game, was through the Equinox event.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like extra legends and stuff that go with it. There's like I want to say, is it daily? I think it's a daily mission, right?
It's a daily mission, and then you do it the first time for the
Right, and
full event, and you get the signets, and
the
then
signet. I want to say it's a daily
I
or
think
like
it's
an
a daily.
8-hour.
Yeah.
It might depend if you're patron or not. It's a repeatable mission that is like go do X number of waves of a Cult Defense.
It's like 3 waves,
And you get like
5
loot bags
waves,
from that.
something like that. Yeah.
That can give you stuff. So it should be good.
It's good. It's fun to do, and it's fun that they have like a reoccurring event for one of the scenarios. It almost feels like the other scenarios that it's like, okay, so can we get a seek and defense event, or can we get a I don't know. I just figure the more events the game has, the more players come back to play events. So
Sure.
any event is a good thing.
No, I'm totally on board with that. I like the Equinox one because it brings like the druids into the game.
Right, and that brought a specific faction that we had never known.
By the
before.
way, I have to go back in TSW and double check. Maybe I just never like caught this, but in Tokyo, the stupid long ladder you have to climb.
Yes.
That we now can't sprint up, and the guy at the top that's dead, and that little mission to bring the key back.
Okay.
He's a druid.
Okay. Is he?
If you read the mission text, which I mean is a tiny side mission, and who the hell like reads that? You just click it, pick up the key, and go. He's a druid. He was a druid that was like keep an eye on the Love Hotel or something. But yeah, if you go do that mission again, go do that side mission and actually like read the side mission text and like the turn in. He's druid, and I didn't notice this until after the Equinox stuff.
Mm.
So I almost want to go back in TSW and see like was he always a druid or did they change that? I don't know.
Well, that's part of the lore of Secret World is that we're part of the Illuminati, the Dragon, and the Templars, but there are many different factions. Like we're three of like 20 different factions
that we know of.
Darkrai says I want to find out what happened to the hottie that took the sword. Yeah, that's a pretty.
I think a lot of people are in that same camp.
I have a feeling though that that's intended like much further down the line, like storyline wise. Cassie.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It just feels like that's one of those things that like comes around much closer to like the end. That makes sense. I could be wrong
because she has.
She has the sword. Like the whole game starts with the sword that brought the fog and all that stuff, and then she jacks it and leaves. Spoilers.
I mean, it's been out for a while. Come on now.
Yeah, it's been out like damn near a decade or something. Like,
yeah.
All right.
Spoilers, but yeah, come on.
But it feels like the kind of thing that if I'm reading like other fantasy or sci-fi or something, like feels like the kind of thing that comes back around at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
And what's the sword? The sword is supposed to be
Excalibur, I think.
Excalibur,
yeah, it is.
But it's the way it's set up. It seems like that she's gonna show up back with that, like when shit goes down for real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like to me at least, it doesn't feel like we're gonna meet her, Act 3 of the game's major story. I feel like her coming back is like Act 12 or something.
Speaking of any major story, they didn't officially announce anything, but it was during the fourth quarter financial report that they did at least, because they mentioned that their PR kind of doesn't like when during the financial reports they announce really big things. So they really, you don't look at the financial reports to really find like the big announcements. And so they did hint that there is something big coming up. I don't know if they didn't specifically mention Secret World, but they were kind of hinting around Secret World. So I don't know. We don't know specifically, but no one knows. But it was during the financial report that they at least kind of said something big is coming up that they have not announced. They have not announced yet. So, and it wasn't the Conan Exiles. It wasn't the expansion to Conan Exiles that's going to be coming near the end of the year. It was just something else entirely.
Hey,
I took that to mean Secret World, but
I'm still waiting for the launcher.
The launcher. Oh yeah, we mentioned that last week.
Oh yeah.
Well, I still haven't gotten to actually try it because something happened. I need to check again and see if it's been updated. Something happened with Steam and they files and whatnot, and somehow so the launcher wasn't in the testing anymore.
Oh.
Or whatever freaking reason. So I don't have a launcher now. Some select few people that I think still had it somehow prior get to see it, but I don't. So I'm waiting for that to get fixed. I do want to see the Funcom launcher.
My guess is that the launcher will be a bigger thing for Chop Chop, for especially the multiplayer that will go along with Chop Chop. So I think that we'll see a lot more of that launcher for that.
Well, no, but I'm saying they're testing it on the Conan Exiles Test Live, and what I'm getting at is they legit ran into an issue, not I think wholly with them, but with Steam, where you updated your Test Live client and it did not grab the launcher files, so you would go to run the Test Live client and it would fail.
Oh no!
It was trying to run a launcher and you don't have the launcher because it didn't download it. So they had some kind of Steam issue going on there.
But overall, it's supposed to be it's currently going through Test Live, but they're obviously having issues. But it's supposed to be a launcher for all of Funcom's games to basically be what's a good one? Like the Arc client for Perfect World. It's just supposed to basically be hey, you can launch the games from here, and we save you a couple clicks in the process, so you automatically log in, especially for Conan Exiles.
Nice job, GG.
It just did Dead Drop, and it was right outside. That's good. That is good luck. I've spent, sometimes finding that
reminds me. I'm curious what the speedrun record is for that one. I was competing with Leo on that for a little while, but I think he might have edged me out finally for Dead Drop.
It sounds like if it was right outside, JG might have got.
No, I know which one's right outside, but you still have to intentionally speedrun it. Yeah. So my time is 4.326 seconds, and Leo's time is 3.885 seconds.
Okay.
Those are the times to beat for Dead Drop.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty ridiculous. I think the only one that's faster is actually in Scorched Desert, which is Moving Mountains. You know the fastest time is 42 milliseconds.
What?
42 milliseconds is the fastest time. I finally got my time under 100 milliseconds. I'm at 95 milliseconds, which is still better than Leo, who's at 155 milliseconds. But yeah, the fastest time is 42 milliseconds for that frickin' side mission.
Cripes. I mean, 40 milliseconds. You're talking about, latency and...
Yeah, exactly. It's not even like his mouse like frickin' might be slightly faster than my click.
Right, yeah. The mouse click going through and latency and it just a whole... Like, you're talking at exceptionally fast speeds there.
Yeah. So, well, just so you know, like the top three, so I'm fourth with 95 millisecond. The top three places are 42 milliseconds, 50 milliseconds, and 52 milliseconds. That is, by the way, that is the mission in Scorched Desert where you pick it up, the mission, and you go kill the sand golem. It's kind of like right outside the main city.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can pull the sand golem close.
Okay.
And literally pick up the mission and shoot.
And just one shot him.
Like click. and that's all you can do as fast as your computer.
Right. 2 clicks registering.
I did find I think I got my my under 100 millisecond time finally was because I actually clicked the pickup mission with my mouse, but used the keyboard to hit the ability to kill him.
Okay, yeah.
Two separate inputs happened faster than like clicking the mission with the mouse and firing with the mouse. You know what I mean? There was like a delay there, I think. So I split it and I got under 100 milliseconds finally. But I still 42 milliseconds, man. I might need a new rig or better internet or something.
Just to do that one. That's amazing.
Or just go to the server farm where everything sits.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna just take a trip to the server farm.
Right. Hey guys, while I'm here, can I just plug in for a second?
Yeah. Log in, do that mission real
quick. I just want to do one mission. Is that okay? One mission. It'll take me just no time at all. Just no time.
Yeah, literally milliseconds.
It's amazing.
Yeah. The speedrun stuff is pretty fun, I gotta be honest. It's kind of neat just to like see how quickly you can do stuff. I'm still proud of my Cost of Magic record is still held up so far.
Nice.
That's for the entirety of Cost of Magic, not like just a one piece, but all parts of that mission in under 4 minutes. So that's the
good old Cost of Magic.
The tented area with the mines where you have to like avoid the mobs and hide behind the barrels and all that stuff.
Yep.
And then you go to the Acid Lake jumping puzzle, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then you go to the floating magical symbols in the air puzzle. And then you go run up the hill that's mined to shit. Right? All the tripwires. Tripwires, mines, traps. Which I found in my run, all you do is you just set yourself to tank and you jump as best you can, and other shit you just run through. Like you'll hit something, but as long as you don't hit everything, you'll still be alive at the end of it, and you'll get through it fast.
They need to make another lava game somewhere. We could always use more lava games.
I mean, I just did it upside down.
You found other ways to do it.
Yeah, just do it upside down. It's a big deal. I got my own title for it.
Let's see. By the way, I want to put this out there. A friend of mine, I hope you guys don't mind, but a friend of mine from high school, who I mean, this is a while ago, but he actually just has a Kickstarter for something coming out, and I wanted to give him a plug, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I'm in.
Do it.
Ha! Ember has seen it. Ember
I
has
just
seen
I
what's
just know
up.
the meme.
Huh?
I just know the
Or
meme.
you just know the meme.
Yeah.
Well, at least
Fair
you know the meme.
So he calls it the Black Brick, and it is a card-based tabletop dungeon crawler for 1 to 12 players, and he's what he calls an old school difficulty. And I thought this would be okay to kind of plug on here, because it's kind of like it's a card game, but it's a card game that's sort of along the lines of a like an ability based combat system. So like we have here with where you trigger abilities against bosses. It's called the Black Brick. It's a card-based tabletop dungeon crawler. Supports 1 to 12 players. I don't know where you would find 12 players, but I don't, woof. But it has 6 unique classes, 200 abilities, 3 different game modes, including a campaign, um, sort of a D&D style, and then a arena, like a PvP version. So you could play against other players, you could play co-op with other players, and it says a versatile and expandable combat system. It says, and the whole thing fits into a 3x4x8 inch box. So it's basically card based. But I wanted to put it out there. Guy I went to high school with, cool guy, and they are they just launched this like a week ago, and they're already. I got to do the math.
Don't do it. Don't do the math.
Got to do the math. They're already over 70% already funded to their goal. So
Nice.
So I told him
Wow.
I'd go ahead and say, go ahead, check it out. If you feel like it's for you, go ahead and pick it up, and say tell him I sent you. But I don't know about that.
Do either of you guys have the dancing shoes?
I do
Shoe-
not. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I totally do.
Shoes of Synchronicity. What about you,
Yes.
Ember?
I think I do. I don't. No, I don't think I do.
I mean, you already have them in your. I forget like how you get them.
You get them from the achievement vendor.
Oh yeah. No, I don't.
You have to have
Yeah,
2,000
Well,
achievement.
I got them. I thought I got them from TSW. 'Cause
Yeah, I
had them
thought
in
so
TSW.
too. I remember I bought the. I think it came in like the DLC or something.
Right. That's something that they moved to Secret World Legends, and you had to reacquire.
Oh, okay. Just like
How many
Sears.
achievement points do you have, Ember?
None.
That's a lie.
That's really not possible.
You have
Hit-
achievement.
Hit L. Hit L and look at your total achievement points.
Achievements.
It's right at the very top. Total
Yeah.
achievement points on the right. Far right, blue bar.
Yeah, it's 1270.
1270. Okay, that's
Ah,
not
yeah.
0. And the shoes take 2,000
Yes.
points.
What does Nasir's dance take?
Isn't
let
that
me see.
2000 as well?
This year's dance is 3,500 achievement points.
Okay.
I'm
Sadly still a little ways off of that.
So
I haven't
Shoes
been
of
up on my
Synchronicity requires 2,000 achievement points and the Kick It Root Down achievement, which I don't know if you know what that is, but all you have to do is go dance on the dance floor and you get that achievement.
Yeah.
So you probably have it. No, I was just thinking if Ember had the shoes, we could synchronize dances.
Well, we can
Wait.
synchronize dances.
Yeah, let's see. So if I invite you to a group,
I already
put
have
on
the buff
dance
active.
shoes. Okay, then. So let's see if we do. Yeah, there we go. Perfect synchronization. We just need to get Ember some achievement points. Some easy
Yeah,
ones.
out of anything, I remember this was a big thing. I think in was it Guild Wars 1? Guild Wars 1 had like dancing troops of people, and they would they would all like hardcore sync up to do dances. So whenever you go into like a major area, you'd see like 15 people like all doing the same dance, all synchronized. Guild Wars 1 was fun. It was. It was. It still is, actually. It's still around. I don't think I've played it in a while, but it is. It's fun.
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's tons of stuff you can do for achievement points. Actually just collecting legends, because I mean, if you got the Ankh legends, that means you're still missing probably a ton, right? Like just picking up legends gives you achievement points when you complete categories.
Yeah.
Agent stuff, killing monsters. You know, killing monsters gives you achievement points. I'm at 6,640 achievement points right now.
And that's relatively the top, right? Relatively.
Pretty close. So
Yeah.
out of achievements that right now, because they added Dark Agartha, there's 930 achievements in the game, and I have 912. So there's 930 individual achievements, and I have 912.
Okay.
So
all right.
there's
It's still a really good percentage.
yeah. So there's like 3 in Dark Agartha I think that I can't achieve right now because that one thing's bugged. Hashtag no life. Hi, Kalini. So there's 3 that are unattainable. So that would put me at 915.
Hey, Kyle lady.
There's 4 from Occult Defense I haven't managed to get yet. I just have to do a shit ton of waves. Right? I have to do.
Yeah, most of those are like, yeah, the
and
top side of it.
There's one stupid one I haven't gotten yet that I have put in a lot of work trying to get called Combo, which says be hit by charged lightning while standing in an acidic pool and snared by strange attractor while cursed. Trying to make all that happen at once to get that combo is freaking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I have spent a fair amount of time trying on different occasions. Probably the ones that are least likely to happen is stuff like the Shambhala achievements. I'm missing the ones that are like, 500 matches or something like that. Those ones will take a while.
Right, yeah. Like you could do Occult Defense, up to 5,000 waves is currently the top.
Ones, because there's this stupid what is it called? Collecting that equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Nasir's rifle, Khalid's staff, Old Jill's Dreamcatcher, which I think I've only ever seen one person had a Khalid staff. Khalid staff.
Oh
One.
wow.
Ever.
Okay.
Never seen any of the items in the game.
Just
never seen
stupid
anyone
low
link
drop
them.
rate.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone link them. Nothing. So like that achievement is just pain in the ass because it's I don't know when the hell that's happening. But yeah, most of my stuff is full. There's one the clothing collection I'm not done with. Have 2,500 pieces of clothing, but I haven't done my last TSW transfer yet. Every few months I go back in and spend my bonus points
just
on
to get
clothing.
right.
So that when I do that last transfer, I'll get like everything, and then pop that achievement. I probably could do it now, but why?
Yeah.
Why not just wait it out, keep going back and spending points? Because I could have everything. All that TSW clothing could come over.
And then
that thing is like the best damn emote.
you have all of it. I still need to get I'm in a tree. That one evades me every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
One
of these.
Yeah, you gotta pick your jump point.
The jump point is what matters.
You gotta think of it like a trajectory, like an arc.
as you said, it's like a basketball shot, basically. Like it's a
Yeah.
it's a parabola.
So you
Yeah.
can't run up to the tree and just jump. It doesn't work.
Right.
You have to run at
Not
the like the V part and jump ahead of time, so like you hit it at the arc.
I got that. Kylie says she got that the very first time she did it, and the
The
only time.
that I
Dang
think
it.
that was with me, wasn't it? I think the only time she's done occult defense is when I dragged her through it.
Yeah, that one has eluded me for some reason.
We'll have to do that again. We can. Well, Equinox is coming up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Equinox, as we said, next week is the vernal equinox, March 19th. Yeah, March 19th, next Thursday. So we'll be doing it.
15 waves. Slim's told me how to get that Chieve. The only reason I have it. Yeah. Yeah, I was just dragging Clanny through occult defense for some reason. I don't remember why.
So, all right, I think we're good. It's pushing almost midnight here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I think,
you know, it's pretty. It was the Equinox event? Yeah, I assumed you meant Equinox and not whatever the hell W Equinox would be.
Equinox.
Equinox.
Yeah,
Equinox.
that's the other event.
No, it's clearly the W Equinox.
Cat code.
It's a capital W.
I like how we have in our little circle here. We also have Heron and Indy, and now Toby is also joining us for for our
Or summoning circle.
Yeah. What are we summoning with this dance? Be afraid.
Boom
Be
Gangnam
very
Style.
afraid.
My lord, how old is that? Whoop 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 whoop. Open Gangnam Style.
Kalani was there. She left to go Overwatch. We'll have 6 minutes to spare.
Bye, Redhead. Have a good one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think
You too, Carlini.
I think it was a decent enough stream. It's definitely going to be interesting, you know, next
The whole
couple
next
weeks.
month is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah.
Just everywhere. So, yeah, as we said, just kind of going over. They had the fourth quarter report for 2019 saying everything's good. Hey guys, everything's well.
And that Dune is going to be a $30 to $50 million budget game.
Dune is going to be a huge budget game.
Yeah.
They are pouring a lot of resources into Dune, probably at the behest of Tencent. I think Tencent was really like, we want Dune.
Well, no, they were Funcom was shopping for,
and they're also shopping for more funding. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were shopping for funding. It's not like Tencent necessarily hunted them. They were shopping for funding because they wanted to make Dune. They wanted to dump money into Dune.
Right.
They needed to find someone that wanted to do it too. Well, if Tencent, I mean, they always buy more Aurum, but I think Tencent is covering the Dune project.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't think they're trying to run the Dune project off of the back of the Aurum economy.
No. If anything, they're running it off the back of the Conan Exiles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were initially, and then I think they realized that I have a feeling what they realized is their plans were more grandiose than what they could run off just the back of Conan Exiles.
Yes.
Profit. And that's why they started shopping for more funding. And that's when Tencent was like, well, okay.
They're like, well, if you're looking for funding, we can just buy you up.
We can just buy all your shares and then dump a ton of money into it because we think it's a good idea too.
Yes, we think it's a great idea, and we think it's going to make a metric ton of cash, and we want in on it. So,
yeah.
Hey,
Thumbs up all around.
Yeah. And then also, right, they said that possibly some big thing that they don't have announced yet, that their PR people would be mad at them if they did, so they did not announce it. So, also along the way,
What kind of horseshit tease is that?
I don't know.
Goddamn.
I don't know. It was like a throwaway line. It was just like, "Oh yeah, and there's also something big, but we can't talk about it."
Is marketing gonna be mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's something big that they have to talk about, but it's not something that they've obviously been also talking about. So that's why I keep thinking it's going to be Secret World related, because if it was Conan Exiles, they already announced something for Conan Exiles, so that can't
Right.
be it. Obviously, we already know about the Dune project, and we know about the Mutant Chronicles project, which was pushed back, and we already know about Conan Chop Chop. So it's like we already know about all those projects. So
What else is it?
what else is it, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to be for like Anarchy Online, and it's most likely not going to be for the Conan MMO.
Right. All right.
So I don't know.
Since we're wrapping up here, I don't remember. Did I show you guys the bunny heads that Kalani sent me?
I don't think so.
No.
See if you can see this. Get closer.
Oh, very nice. Like a 3D printed.
Zoom and
Yeah.
enhance.
Zoom enhance. It's a 3D printed Uda head.
Actually got like magic hands going on right there. It's nice.
Wahahaha.
It's like all black around the hand.
Yeah, whenever I get really close, someone blacks out behind. It's weird. But yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few
Very
of them
cool.
like with keyring things and like a bigger like Christmas ornament one.
So we both got Secret World swag.
Yeah, like it's Clay sells people asking her for them. Nope. She made them just for me. It was very nice.
And of course, if you guys remember
Little,
the
care
I've
pack-
got a 3D printer around here somewhere.
Origami Soldier stuff, the pins.
Right. I still got those too. They're hanging out on my desk.
Yeah, I got. Don't want to spill them.
I never got any of those. I do have a dragon dog tag though from Andy.
Okay. Now these are super
Definitely
cool. Let's see if I can put them on stream.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
I
those are
don't want to
cool.
spill them.
I saw the like pictures of them I think on Twitter or something. Those are sweet.
And they're really well done, and they've got a nice hefty weight to them as well. And they're larger than you would think. They're almost like 2 inches.
Yeah, and they come in a nice
Yeah.
little box too. That
Yeah,
they did.
nice pin.
Yeah,
Either way, yeah. I like the swag. I will always take a swag. I got other swag upstairs. I got like a not for Secret World, but I also have like a Elder Scrolls Online. I have a coin, like a promotional coin from one of the PAX events. They were like, "Oh, use this!" Like it was a PAX after event, and they were promoting Elder Scrolls Online. And they're like, "Use these coins to basically as your drink tickets." And so a friend went there, and he brought me back the coin. And he's like, "Oh, here, I thought you would enjoy this." He gave the coin. It's like, yes, I would. Thank you.
Oh, I was also sent a pretty crazy cool physical copy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Still in the shrink wrap.
Oh no, was that still on the shelves?
I don't know where Cleaning ordered them from, but yeah, this shit was still shrink wrapped. Like I haven't opened it.
I'm always afraid of seeing them go into stores and seeing them actually on the shelf, still around. Oh, Kylie says Amazon. Okay, just basic
Dark
Amazon.
days are coming. Like I like the back. Like I like the pictures, that they chose and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a really good description.
It seems like it would be
yeah.
a fun game to play.
yeah.
Yeah. You look at this shit and you're like, okay,
I'm down.
all right, this is cool.
I remember I jumped into beta. I remember I was one of the players in Secret Worlds beta, and like I would like beta. I just went through like a bit of Solomon Island. I just went through a bit of Kingsmith, and I was like, "Yep, I'm sold. This is good stuff."
Yeah, I didn't find out about it till much later from like a Steam sale, but as soon as I got in there, I was as soon as I got in there and read like the first mission or like the first legend or something, I was done.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Once I got my Xbox controller working, because I hated the goddamn control scheme with a fiery passion.
the 1-2, the build, consume,
No. The
build,
control,
consume.
no. That's fine. The control scheme, like you had to hold right mouse button down to like mouse look around.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that drove me absolutely insane. I literally like stopped. I stopped playing the game for like a week or something because I couldn't do it. I was like, this is insane. I can't just constantly hold the right mouse button just to walk around like a normal person. Like I couldn't do it. And I Googled it, and I was not the only person that felt that way. And someone had come up with the XPadder with an Xbox controller because you could bind the joystick to mouse movement, and in addition, holding right mouse button down. Right? So when you move the joystick around, it sends the signal of hold right mouse button and move the mouse. So you get that mouse look function, right? That's the only way I could play the game. I couldn't do it. I was it was pissing me off so much. And then what really made me mad too is I had already like read stuff. I had already like picked up Legends, right? I already knew I wanted to play the holy shit out of this game, but I could not stand to spend 5 minutes in it because of the way the control scheme like felt. But once I got the Xbox controller like mapped out, man, I was good to go. I was in TSW like from that point forward. And that's why I still play with the controller to this day.
We just randomly have a good circle of dancers now. I was telling somebody, I forget who I was saying, and they're like, oh, I can't imagine playing MMOs with a controller. And I was like, the one of the best Secret World players I know plays on an Xbox controller. I was like, so your point is entirely invalid.
Yeah, no, you can do it. It was a lot harder in TSW, man. My controller scheme was crazy. I still have it up on my website, like what the layouts were. There's like 5-6 layouts that you had a tab between. I had a hotbar add-on with like 17 shortcuts, all mapped to different combinations on the controller that I somehow knew. I couldn't tell you them now. I couldn't use them now. But yeah. Legends is a ton easier, by the way, because reticle.
Oh yeah.
Reticle combat's like built for controller.
And I remember everyone when it first came out that they were switching to that. All the naysayers coming out. It's like, no, you can't do that. That's going to ruin the game.
Yeah. I think like what's funny for me is like as soon as I got in the beta, I was like, oh, this is how I play all the time. Because the main thing different about reticle is you have to face what you're fighting. You have to point where you're like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You have to look the direction you're fighting. And with tab targeting, you didn't. You could just tab target, and you could literally turn your camera 180 degrees, right? And look away, and your character would still shoot the other direction that you were targeted. But for me, because I played with the controller, because it had the look bound, I never had that option. I always just faced where I was shooting anyways.
What was the guy's name who had the song?
Hmm?
Who sang Gangnam Style? Who was that? That was I'm blanking.
I don't know, man. I listened to Leah Mercioli's cover of it. That's like still.
Sigh.
Sigh. Yeah. Meredith is like, what's going on here? I'm like, oh yeah, we do this thing. We're not actually doing anything.
Yeah.
Just silliness. That's all. We got Hollow Point over here. I see we got Hollow Point going on.
Yep.
Hollow Point, Taboo. Indy's from Nine Swords. Meredith and Heron 40. Heron 40 seems to be also quite the player as well. I think if you basically have the Moons of Madness spacesuit,
he's in my cabal.
You know your stuff. Yeah.
Heron 40 is in my cabal.
Okay.
He's one of our tanks for the raid, for the E10 raid. Heron's cool people. Oh, and I don't know if it was clear earlier, but PJ is also in my cabal.
Okay, I figured.
I'm
not good enough.
I didn't say you weren't good enough. Kalani is also not in my cabal.
No, I know I'm not good enough.
No.
You don't have to say it. I know I'm not. So I'm not. I'm not in any cabal, really.
I mean, I will say, like, I do look for people that want to actually like do the kind of stuff that I'm doing. Like, not necessarily like the really insane stuff, but like just in general, like people that are trying to like push.
Yeah,
you know?
People are trying to really get to the
like,
top.
You don't have to be good, by the way, but that there's a difference between being good and just having a want to push.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That to me is more important. If you want to learn, like you can be like, level 25. If you want to learn, if you want to know the best way to do something, if you want to execute things at a high level, even though you can't right now, if that's your intent, then that's what, as a cabal leader of like a more progressive cabal, that's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that like I'll play with all kinds of people. I'll play with casual people. I don't care. But it's important in a cabal that you kind of all have the same focus, because otherwise, I mean, you have to have similar mindsets, or it doesn't work. Right? If 9 out of 10 people want to do E10 raid attempts every day for 3 hours and fail nonstop, and one person doesn't, because they're like, why would I do that? It doesn't fit, right? It doesn't work. You have to want to do this. You have to want to do at least most of the same stuff. Everyone doesn't have to be on the exact same page, but I feel like there's just different types of cabals. There's like the progression type of cabal that's always kind of pushing, and then there's more casual cabals that just kind of do whatever. And there's even like a middle ground. I've seen cabals that like do a lot of stuff together, but at like kind of a medium or lower pace, right?
Right.
Not a progression cabal, not a cabal that says we're gonna do E5 raid the day it comes out, right? That's how we were when Legends launched, and we knew like the raid was, because the raid didn't launch with the game, by the way. When Legends,
launched,
the raid wasn't in yet. So when the raid came out, we're like, we need to be ready to do this E level like when that thing drops. We were like we're pushing gear, like running stuff nonstop to get there. But there's other cabals that do like gather, say like 10 people together, and they just go do mission runs together, right? They just go in Transylvania and pick a mission and run it together. Like 10. I've seen it online. I've seen people stream it, like, 10 people running fucking cellar door or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe not cellar door. That's a closed instance, but Night of Draculesti, 10 people
Okay.
just running that mission together. Which, by the way, that's a great way to break the shit out of scripts.
Just right.
Because
you want to mess with
people
things really
running
quick.
around
Yeah, mess with things really
triggering
quick with
different
10 people.
tiers. Yeah, like you can trigger different tiers, different times, and kind of break shit. But the thing is, they're trying to play together as a group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're not like a super hardcore, we're gonna get to the top kind of mentality, but they are a we're gonna do the missions together mentality, right? I think every group like has its place, and like I've certainly gone and like helped other people, but yeah, my cabal, which I co-founded with Shadi, like was very much from the get-go was people that want to push themselves.
Oh yeah. And I think that's my kind of relative point is that yeah, I'm a different style player than that. I'm a very much a casual and but I'm casual in like it's more hardcore in just the number of games that I'm casual in.
Right.
It's a different kind of hardcore, yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's all right. Like, it's funny, even amongst like people pushing themselves, right? Like, Tome, for instance. By the way, this is crazy. I don't know if you saw this in the Discord. This is actually like, I guess technically like Legends news ish. Like, maybe no, it is. It is. Tome soloed Hell Eternal E10. Soloed Hell Eternal E10.
Nice.
He put a video in the community content thing on the official Discord. It's freaking insane. Like, it's just ridiculous. I think he said boss 2 took him like 3 hours or something. Like, like I remember like months ago when he was making attempts at it, or maybe even like, well, no, it would have been like last year. He's making attempts at it like while streaming, and I watched him for hours trying to do boss 2. But so like he'll do that, and like he runs with Molov in his cabal, right? And they've done like I forget, it was either 4 or 5 man New York raid E10 clear.
Okay.
They cleared the E10 raid with literally like 4 people.
Okay.
So it's a 10-man raid. They did the E10, like the Nightmare raid with 4 people. It's like crazy. And then you have me at the opposite spectrum going like, I'm gonna 100% the game and defeat Tank Commander with 0 item power. Right? Or I'm gonna do a pacifist run and beat the whole game.
Beat the whole game without attacking once, yeah.
Right? And even like Molov hit me up, and I think I talked with Tome too. It's like we're hardcore, but we're oddly coming at it from like different angles. Like they're like we're gonna do this way, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that this way.
You're like, I'm gonna do it backwards.
And I think Molov hit me up, and he said something. I forget exactly what it was, but it's basically like, like respect for the just sheer tenacity to sit there. He's like, I couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. I couldn't just like wait that out. Like I couldn't deal with doing that part.
Like, you could beat on the same boss for hours and simultaneously go pick, 1,000 years of corn.
Yes, yeah. I can do 30 waves of occult defense to a song that doesn't end.
To a song where you lose what they're actually saying within 5 minutes.
No, I was singing it like most of the time.
Oh.
I would punch it up too. Because it's like they started singing it, and then I forget the line now. I literally forgot the words.
Yeah.
But it goes like, just because. Right?
You encounter saturation, and your brain is like, these aren't words anymore. These are just noises. These are just noises you're making.
So like the song goes like, the song never ends, and then they sang it again, and then just because. And the just because part, I would yell it out. I would like give it a punch up. Just because. Like, I don't know. I started whistling the tune. Like, I was having a good time. Kalani, you have to go watch the VOD. Like that's the deal. Like you have to go watch the VOD. You're like a VIP on the channel. Like that's part of your responsibility is to go watch that 2.5 hours.
let me think about that. But I mean, actually, if you think about it, that's not too off of what we do already. It's just that they make the music that's in the background so kind of fade into the background that we actually are just listening to the same song over and over and over and over and over again.
I mean,
in general,
ambiance.
yes, it's sort of like, you know, there is some variation, but if you go into a zone and you're really running a zone, you will be listening to the same song, the same background music over and over and over and over again. So it actually isn't too far off. You're just like, I'm just picking a much more annoying song.
As Brack singing the song doesn't
Yes.
know.
You're like, I'm just picking a much more.
That's different than the Agartha hum that's happening right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so it's just fun. You know, my point was, I guess, like even amongst like hardcore, there's different like ways to be.
Oh yeah.
To be hardcore about something.
Yeah, like mine is to have a max level character in pretty much every single MMO that I can.
Well, then you best get cracking.
Yeah, and I've got quite a few under my belt.
Because I'm pretty sure you're not right now. Unless you're considering level 50 max.
I'm considering level 50 and finishing the story max. Is generally where I usually draw.
Oh, okay, that's a different max.
Games. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not like max. No, it's
no, that's okay. That's basically how I'm doing my playthroughs of the Assassin's Creed games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm streaming the story. Like normally, if I was like off stream and it was just me and I really wanted to play the game, I would 100% the crap out of it, right? Go find every little thing. I don't want to stream that crap. That's boring. I'm streaming the story and like being done with it. Moving on to the next one. So, I do get that. I do get that approach.
Yeah, it's sort of a completionist, non-completionist.
Then there are the 8-hour drunk Overwatch nights. That's only happened once so far, but I had a good time. Kalani didn't even make it to the end of that stream. She I think she had to work. I was streaming till like 6 a.m. or 6:30. Was it last Saturday? I was streaming and Friday night I streamed until like 6:30 a.m. Saturday morning. And not on purpose. It was not intentional. I did not intend to stream that long.
Right.
I had 4 pictures of margarita and streamed for like over 8 hours. And then I had to get up like 4 hours from then and like watch my kids.
Right. Relatively function, yeah.
It was a good time though.
Good times.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you just need to drink and shoot shit.
Yeah, drink and shoot. All right, but I think we're good. Are we good, gentlemen?
Yeah. We've been good for a while, probably.
It's like, as I keep bringing up the things that we went over, and we keep going into other diatribes about it. But overall, as Funcom said, they are kind of they're now kind of working remotely, starting March, on lockdown starting March 16th, for at least 2 weeks. They say the servers should be fine. Most people are going to be working from home because of COVID-19, which is usually. I'm still joined up.
Just made you do the chicken dance.
You did indeed. So yes, if you're out there, be safe. I would say try to avoid it, but I don't even know how much that's possible anymore. But be safe, be kind, be compassionate, and wash your dang hands is really.
Wash your dang hands.
Wash your dang hands. Try to keep yourself safe. Try to keep everyone else safe around you. We did everything's closing, everything's stopping, everything's shutting down, and
Except streaming.
except streaming. Yes, we are offering the vital service of streaming. I am streaming. Jimmy is streaming. Ember's streaming. Hollow Point should
Everybody's-
probably stream.
Yep.
Because he's with us dancing.
All streaming all the time. I saw I don't know if you know Streamer House on Twitch. They've been streaming 24/7 like for years now.
hmm
It's literally like a streamer house. There's I think their title of their stream is Quarantine Day 8.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, streaming. I mean, like, you know, go support your streamers. Like, gives you something to do while.
And also
mean-
getting that, you know, if you are quarantining yourself, it's also one of those things where, you know, it's interacting with other human beings. You know, it's
Delaney, you can't run a hockey camp. That's a group of people that violates the whole not grouping up with people part of not spreading a disease. God damn it.
You're part of the problem.
26 kids. That's too big. Too big.
That's,
of a group.
that's one too many.
We don't have a choice. There's always a choice, Delaney.
It's
still-
even I was saying even my wife's school will possibly be shutting down. Probably not tomorrow, but most likely by Monday. I would say for at
Yeah.
least a couple of weeks. Like
We haven't heard
Easy.
anything yet, but I assume my kids will. I
mhm.
heard from our in-laws at Ohio, all of Ohio, as of Monday will
all
the
of
school-
Ohio. Yep.
Yeah. So I can't imagine that ours is
Yeah.
gonna probably not follow suit.
Yeah.
You know?
And I imagine New Jersey is close to that too. Very close.
Italy just told their people not to treat the elder patients if they have the virus. What? That seems like it's probably out of context or something.
Save yourself.
We need to look after the kids. The kids are fine. The kids can't actually get sick.
Somebody
it's
think
one of
about
those
the children.
It's one of those rare ones where I mean, I guess technically maybe if I guess maybe if a really small kid like had like a condition, maybe, but it's one of those weird ones that like just doesn't hit kids.
Which I'm kind of thankful for, because
Yeah, right.
yeah, I wouldn't want to hitting baby Ocho. Like, I look at him and I'm like, oh,
Michigan,
Okay,
all
good, you're
K-12
safe, you're
schools are
safe.
closed till April 5th. Wow. I heard it was just 2 weeks for right now, although I honestly expect it to be extended.
I expect it to be extended. Yeah, there are a lot of places that are just saying, hey, let's look at what happens in 2 weeks. Let's just do it for
Yeah.
2 weeks and see what happens. And yeah, that I expect all that to kind of go even a little further.
Right.
But we didn't have a single snow day all year, so so most of the schools around here at least have built up snow time.
Dude, we were already making up for snow day. Like we already like didn't have days off to make up for snow days. We
Mm.
ain't got shit left. We actually had days that like would have been like their days they're what are they called? They're like
Swing
Makeup days.
or something. Yeah.
makeup days. We've done makeup days because that's how many snow days we had.
Mm. And it's so weird because we're not that far away from each other.
But yeah, we're not. We're not.
We're not.
But
Yeah, we didn't have a single one, not a single snow day.
I had a freaking whiteout.
Mhm.
We actually had a snow squall. Nuts. Yeah.
Craziness.
Yep. It's
So
gonna be
yeah,
nuts. Stay safe.
it's going to be
Over-
nuts.
over
It's going
the
to
weekend.
it's going to get worse. It's going to be nuts. Just like I said, just just think about how you would want others to treat you, and if you were in their shoes, go into things with compassion, because we're all gonna need it. We're gonna get through this, but we're gonna get through it together as a not just in your community, but in the world. That's the way I see it anyway. So, agents, This has been the 0 Point Report, strain 16-C19. You can catch us recording live every other Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on the 0 Point Report Twitch channel, where you could also join us and chat with us while we do the show live, or download our show wherever podcasts are found so you can listen to us on the go. You can get in touch with us by engaging with us on Twitter at 0 Point Report, emailing us at the 0pointreport@gmail.com, checking out previous shows on our YouTube channel, and joining us on our Discord server, both named the 0 Point Report. From all of us here at the 0 Point Report, we want to thank you for tuning in and wish you all the best from the secret world. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Stay
Later.
safe, everybody, and wash your hands.
Bye.